As though it will be difficult for him to get warm and keep that thing comfortable.
Ron, he's going to have a couple problems tonight. Number one, taking the snap, because when the ball hits his hand, that's going to hurt his shoulder a little bit. Plus the movement as a quarterback. When you try to guide the football, you have to open up the shoulder, the left shoulder a little bit to throw the football. So we'll watch him, see how he does it.
Tremaine Mack to the near side, number 3, loosening up. And across from him, number 6, Trent Jones, the young speedster, a junior out of Miami, as Oliger will kick it off for the West Virginia Mountaineers. This crowd is standing and cheering. They have been here since they opened the gates for the student section mid-afternoon. And if you've never been to this stadium to see a ball game, trust me, it is one of the great venues in all of college football. Oliger moves forward, and we're underway. High end of Moran is going to come down to number 3. That's Tremaine Mack. Caught for the ankles. He will not make the 30-yard line. And let's take a look at the starters. As we said, Ryan Clement gets the go. Behind him, Danielle Ferguson and Nick Williams gets the start at fullback. The wide receivers, they can go 5 deep. And Magic Benton and Yatil Green will start. Chris Jones, very good athlete at tight end. Now, the offensive line, little bit of a question. Even the fans have questioned. But watch the group tonight. Blaze, Mercier Jones, Wayner, and Jay Ina. We also will see their backups, and probably after about the second series tonight. Clement going to throw on first down. Has it batted down at the line of scrimmage and almost intercepted as Bob Baum, right there, number 45, made the tip on the ball. The starters, I was about to say, a very solid group. Baum, John Thornton, converted defensive end, and Henry Slay. The linebackers, this is a fine group, and they are active. Led by Canute Curtis, Jason Williams, Bernard Rush, and Longino. And in the secondary, this group has turned into a solid group. Bastine, Logan Washington, and Charles Emmanuel. Second down, it's Ferguson. Has 5, 6, and 7 yards as he is tripped up by Canute Curtis. And now a third down situation. And Miami needs about 3.5.
That's what they have to do, run the football. Ryan Clement last week, 7-7 with a touchdown pass before being injured. 2 out of 6 after the injury. Again, he has to get comfortable in this ball game tonight. The running game must be there for Miami to have any chance to win this football game.
One of the comfort levels has to come first between Clement and center Casey Jones, because they're trying to snap the ball higher to take some of the sting off that left arm. They pull the guard. The flag is down. Ferguson running hard will have the first down at the 40, and I think he would have had it anyway, because I believe West Virginia was drawn offside off the heady count.
Ron, you're right, it's offside. And you look at Ryan Clement, having spent some time with him on the field yesterday, the players for Miami rally around him. They believe in him. He is the heart of this football team.
Defense, 5 yards.
His leadership,
previous spot, first down,
is just essential for this ball club. They just believe in him, and they want him on this football field. And he's playing hurt tonight.
I know a number of these offensive kids, including Casey Jones, talked yesterday after the walkthrough about how much they respect and like Clement because of his toughness. But if you've ever had a separated shoulder before, artificial turf is tough enough on it when you fall, but to be able to play, to me, is remarkable. Inside with Joseph, the fullback. And he'll take it for 3, and let's check in with Mike Tirico. Mike, what do you have for us, partner?
Ron, Texas trying to come from behind in Boulder against Colorado. James Brown moving him inside the 40. But Steve Roscoe, the leader of that secondary, comes up with the interception. However, Texas did hold Colorado. The Buffs are going to have to punt inside the final minute. Games are over now. We welcome those of you who watched Ohio State stay perfect and Florida State stay undefeated, winning at Virginia by 7, or at home, I should say.
All right, Mike, we are just underway here in Morgantown. No score. Miami on their first possession has picked up a first down. Pitch to Ferguson. Nice one-on-one tackle. He gets blasted by Mike Logan, and this crowd loves Logan, and you'll see 23 all night long.
Ron, the strategy for Miami is simple. Run the football, but their offensive line has to deliver. The last 2 weeks, they've had problems. They've given up sacks, and they haven't been able to run the football. First 4 games, you see their statistics. The last 2 games, they just fell off the map running the football. But they have to establish a toughness with this offensive line tonight.
It is going to be 3rd down, and the line to make for the Hurricanes is midfield. Ferguson collared in the backfield by Canute Curtis. That will be for another loss. It'll be punt time for Miami.
Ron, the strategy of Butch Davis is you don't want to be in long yardage situations with Ryan Clement here early in the ballgame. You don't want to put him in a situation where if he gets sacked by Canute Curtis that he could get that shoulder banged a little bit here early. So that was a decision to run the football on 3rd and long.
We talked about the heart and soul of the Mountaineer defense as Mike Logan now goes back to receive this punt. No fair catch. He makes it and gets hit as soon as he's there. Flag comes down, and it looks as though it's going to be penalty against Trent Jones. He did not allow him that barrier. He was on him as he caught it. 43 yards in the punt.
Penalties hurt Miami last week in the kicking game. Special teams opened up an opportunity for East Carolina. Right off the bat, they have a penalty on their special teams.
See, Jones is right there on him, and it gave him a shot in the head as well. Let's take a break. No score. West Virginia on offense when we return.
Would a man attack the peak of K2 if a remarkably soft pair of pants were placed there? Would a man tread the lip of a volcano for pants that were pure cotton yet wrinkle-free? Would a man brave the trackless Sahara for pants that were suitable for work and play? A man would, if he were a fool, because he could go to the store and say, yes, I'd like to try on the ultimate pant, new by Hager. Besides, your wife won't let you go to the Sahara anyway.
Dad, good news, bad news. You switched to that bargain brand of paper and saved us $21 this year. Now, the bad news?
Don't tell your mother.
The last thing you want to worry about is paper jamming. That's why Union Camp created Great White recycled content paper. It's virtually worry-free, so it's as good for your business as it is for the environment. Great White, only from Union Camp. One less thing to worry about.
Stanley, I'm home.
Son, hide this.
At Plymouth, quality is the top priority for every one of our vehicles. We've set hundreds of goals and benchmarks, and we're constantly looking for ways to improve. Because our goal is to provide the highest quality in every vehicle we build.
ESPN's coverage of Saturday primetime is brought to you by Plymouth. One clever idea after another. That's Plymouth. And by Goodyear. Need tires? Call 1-800-GOODYEAR. Well, Mike, on the sideline for the West Virginia Mountaineers, just what you talked about off the top of the telecast, 72% of their offense as Amos Zaraway will not start in the ball game. Kerry Mott, number 25, will get the start in his place at tailback. It's Mott on first down. Tries to bounce it outside. Going to have 5, 6, maybe 7 yards. And here are the starters. Chad Johnston at quarterback. You'll have Mott and Mark Plants, who was a very good and active fullback. We'll also see Anthony Green in that position tonight. Wide receivers, they're talented here. But Rasan Vanderpool, not 100%. We'll talk more about that. Saunders, extremely gifted. Chad Wavell is the tight end. The offensive front, they're very capable. Page, Horn, DeGrow, Pukinas, and Sam Austin, the right tackle out of Tampa, Florida. With Saunders in motion, they come straight ahead with the fullback. Marcus Wimberly comes up and makes the tackle on Mark Plants, but that is enough to move the chains, and this is the way they start for the Hurricanes. Lang and Holmes, the coaches think they've got to step up their play for the Hurricanes to be successful. Marvin Davis and Denny Fortney, the defensive tackles. The linebackers also, they want to step up from these guys. Russell, Burgess, Tony Coley. And in the secondary, this is the way they'll start this evening. Earl Little and Dwayne Starks at the corners. Tremaine Mack is back at strong safety. And Marcus Wimberly at free. He just made that last tackle. Direct snap. Johnston hands it off. Mott will take it into the arms of Earl Little around the 37-yard line. Mott, a senior, 5'10", 200, out of Swarthmore, Pennsylvania. And there you see his numbers, Mike.
And he's had 17 carries coming into the ball game tonight. Tough shoes to fill. He said, if I have to play, we won't miss a step. And so far, they haven't.
Well, when you look, he has had limited time as Amos walks the sideline. Not starting tonight. We don't know if we'll see him. But Mott averages over 8 yards a carry. You can have worse replacements.
The one concern they have about him, he has a tendency to fumble the football in the past. Hasn't this year.
Johnston runs up into the pocket, gets away. He'll take it to the 37, which is back across the line of scrimmage. And Marvin Davis is the man who tripped him up.
Well, Chad Johnston, is the quarterback, senior quarterback, has played very steady for West Virginia. He has only thrown two interceptions in 188 passing attempts. They do not turn the ball over. West Virginia plays good field position, kicks the ball down the field, lets their defense win the football game for them.
Johnston out of Peterstown, West Virginia. Lang already with one pressure in the ball game. They have a stunt working up front. Pass almost intercepted. Yes, it is. 47 Coley. Tony Coley, the senior out of Miami, steps in front, and the Hurricanes are in business.
Well, you can make that a third interception, but that ball was played well by Tony Coley, the linebacker. What you want a linebacker to do is read the eyes of the quarterback, break on the football, and Tony Coley did that. Chad Johnston in the shotgun, not a mobile quarterback, so you figure it's going to be a throw, but Tony Coley just broke on the ball, made the interception. Not a good throw by Chad Johnston.
You could see Vanterpool as the man that he wanted, 26. Coley was right there in front. Daphnis in motion. Ferguson, the ball carrier, and he will have one, maybe two stingy yards. Henry Slay makes the stop.
That's the kind of game I expect tonight, Ron, as you look at the turnovers. Now, 5 turnovers in the first 7 games. It's going to be a game of field position and a game of turnovers. Who can win the game of field position and put their offense in the best position to win this game. Now, Miami has the ball inside the 50-yard line. They have to be able to get some points on the board with this turnover by their defense.
6 turnovers against Miami last week. Hard to win against anybody when you do that. Play action. Blitz coming on him. Pass has gotten away, thrown away. And Clement is down, but he's getting right back up. And let's check once again with Mike Tirico. Mike?
Ron, Texas did move it down to the Colorado 33. A penalty back to the 38. These two teams that have had their share of games, more than their share, come down to the final play. James Brown throws it to the end zone. 6-1 Mike Adams down there. Doesn't get the deflection. Colorado beats Texas by 4.
Sound like an exciting ball game, and we didn't see snow on the sideline. I know it was predicted. 3rd down. And for Miami, they need the West Virginia 30-yard line. Pressure from the outside. Clement hit from behind by Canute Curtis. Ball is loose, picked up by Ferguson, and they say it is an incomplete pass, but it was Curtis who got him. Second pressure on him.
Canute Curtis is an outstanding defensive linebacker. First step, look at the movement. They like to get him against the back. He just ran over Daniel Ferguson. What the West Virginia coaches will do, scheme their defense so that they get him versus a running back, and he'll overpower him every time.
Get the punt away. Fair catch is called for and is made by Logan. It's a 27-yard kick, but they will scrimmage deep in their own territory. We'll be right back.
What has the models this year looking so happy? Is it the new fall look? Insiders say no. Blame those smiling faces on Dave Thomas, Wendy's founder, and his new grilled chicken sandwich. It's absolutely smashing. Bigger, plumper, and juicier than ever. With this all-white meat filet, the girls have found a delicious chicken sandwich they can enjoy today. And still fit into that size 6 tomorrow. Dave, what's new for spring?
Well, short sleeves are always nice.
Fabulous.
Try Wendy's new plumper, juicier grilled chicken sandwich.
With its second sliding door, easy out-roller seats, plus air conditioning and 7 passenger seating, all for a great price. The Plymouth Voyager is pretty attractive.
You can't have pool parties when I'm on the road. This is what happens. You know what I'm saying?
I'm shooting basketball. Oh, that baby. I'm shooting basketball. Hey, Tyra, you left your toothbrush at my house.
That's you, LP. That's you.
I know my spot, fool. You can't guard me. The Secret Service couldn't guard me.
I mean, you can have a regular party, but you can't have any more pool parties. Look at this. The filter's messed.
The Noles head to Atlanta. Florida State, Georgia Tech at 7. Saturday primetime. Next week on ESPN.
Ryan Clement on the sideline. You can see him holding that left arm down, but he took 2 really tough hits, Mike, and he's up and about.
Well, Bastine hits him on the first play, knocks him down, then he came right back on the next play, and Canute Curtis just ran over Danielle Ferguson, the running back, hit him as he was throwing the football. I think what West Virginia with Canute Curtis trying to get him on a running back, what Miami might want to do is try to change their protections a little bit to get alignment on him or bring a tight end. He's such a valuable defensive player. You better make sure you block 42 Canute Curtis.
He also weighs 260. And a running back that's 200 can't block him.
That's exactly the match they want because his 260 is just going to run over him.
They go with the fullback. Courtney will make the tackle just short of the 15-yard line. You can hear the squeaking down on the turf of the artificial surface and the tennis shoes. The rain continues to fall. It started just after 3 this afternoon, very lightly, and then just before game time it started to come down heavy. But the footing appears to be okay. Looks like the beginning of deer season, huh? Everybody's got their ponchos on tonight. Terry Mott finds an opening up over the 20 to the 21. He's close to the first down, but about 1.5 yards short. Next Saturday, ESPN is the place to be at 12:30 Big Ten action. Wisconsin plays host to Purdue. Then at 7 o'clock, Warwick Dunn of Florida State head to Atlanta and Georgia Tech. 10 o'clock, Air Force will play host to Colorado State. But first, start the college game day at 11:30 a.m. and then the Residence Inn scoreboard show at 3:30 and at 10. Florida State victorious today, 31-24 over a stubborn Virginia team, and we'll see the Seminoles next week against the Ramblin' Wrecks. West Virginia calls a timeout. Johnston looked up at the play clock and he was about to get a delay, so let's take a timeout.
If you're in the market for a new car or truck, the time is now at Miller Ford's Last Chance Sale. Save thousands on all new 96 Fords today. Rebates and discounts have never been higher. $2,000 rebates on 96 Tauruses. Total savings to $4,600. We have 34 96 Windstars with $1,500 rebates. Your savings add up to $5,200. Yes, 34 Windstars in stock with savings to $5,200. Hurry, this sale ends October 31st. Miller Ford Subaru Oldsmobile, Route 38 Mount Holly, 10 minutes east of Route 295.
Sport utility buyers, sound reasons to choose the Isuzu Trooper. Cargo room. Trooper has more than Grand Cherokee and Ford Explorer. Horsepower. Again, Trooper outperforms Cherokee and Explorer. There are many sound reasons to choose a Isuzu Trooper over all others, but perhaps the best reason is now, during the greatest Isuzu clearance event. Drive a Trooper for just $299 a month with no down payment. Sound reasons for a sound investment. The Isuzu Trooper from your Isuzu dealers.
Part of our relationship with the NFL and the NBA, we educate first-year players on how to deal with us, with the media. It's kind of like our own rookie camp.
All right, you guys have money, but you don't have attitude. You're too nice. It's pathetic. You're the man. Say it. You're the man.
I'm the man.
Oh, I'm the man. Come on, man. It's gotta be like, I'm the man. You gotta raise it up like that. Puff up a little bit. You.
I'm the man.
I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man.
I'm the man.
I'm the man.
I tell you what, it's working. We're making a difference.
Butch Davis trying to pep up his club, and when he got off the bus yesterday, he already had his game face on, Mike. We could tell that, couldn't we?
Without a doubt, he's ready to go with this. And I think Miami's going to give the best shot they've got to this West Virginia football team. Their backs to the wall. They've lost 2 in a row.
Mike, I think here's the guy, of all the people we've talked about, Johnston, who has to step up tonight.
He does. We talked about it earlier. He has to make big plays.
Pass thrown complete. The hit made immediately on Vanderpool. No, check it. Sean Foreman, 60.
Looks like he got a nice spot, too.
Yep, he sure did, and it's going to be enough for the first down.
The offense of West Virginia is the Bill Walsh offense. It's a timing offense, 3-step, 5-step drops. Quarterback get rid of the ball quickly. Chad Johnston's a veteran quarterback, pharmacy major for Don Nayland's football team. Smart guy that knows this offense.
Actually, the script on him has been, when he's good, he's been very good, but when he has been off, he's been mediocre. And the snap goes between his legs, and that's a smart play. No sense in trying to pick it up. And let's check in with Mike Tirico. Mike, no fumbles by you tonight.
We'll try to hang on to it for this McDonald's breakaway. Take you over to the Deuce and up to the Metrodome in Minnesota. You know, Michigan only 2 touchdowns from their wide receivers this year. Make it 3. Scott Dreisbach, 36 yards to Ty Streets. 7-0, Amazing Blue.
You know, it's been a while since some of those kids in Minnesota saw the Little Brown Jug. In fact, most of them were 8 and 9 since the last time the Gophers won it.
Might be a little older before they see it again.
That's loss of 13 yards for West Virginia. So second down from just outside the 10. They got to take it to the 34-yard line. 20, 25. And Kerry Mott showing that he is not only a worthwhile replacement, they better not ignore him.
Well, he looks like he's ready to meet the challenge. When you all of a sudden, the starter, Amos Zaraway's out, you get a chance. Kerry Mott, you talk to your players about being role players. Wait for your opportunity. Kerry Mott has waited. He's a junior. He's got his night tonight. He's going to make the best of it.
Dwayne Starks, who was a junior college transfer out of Holmes Junior College in Mississippi.
The thing about football, Ron, is you change every week because of injuries. You need players to develop and come out and make plays for you.
Shovel pass. Mott hit at the line of scrimmage. That's Kennard Lang. And Lang already has figured in 3 big plays in this ballgame, Mike.
Kennard Lang's a defensive end. Along with Kenny Holmes, you expect them to make plays for the Miami defense. He read this play all the way from the shovel draw, stepped inside, and came out and made the tackle and carried Mott. But he wasn't buying any quarterback rollout. Again, Chad Johnston is not a mobile quarterback, so he's not a real threat for him to run outside, so he can sit inside a little bit more and play that shovel draw.
Now let's see if Brian West can get off a good one here. Stands back at the 12-yard line, and they came after him. Wobbly spiral and start from the 36-yard line. Starks takes it back into the boundary, gets a couple of blocks, and picks up about 12 yards. Well, on November the 1st, ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, puts a whole new spin on sports news. We're proud to announce the launch of ESPN News, television's most comprehensive news service. Up-to-the-minute reports and all the breaking news from the world of sports on one single channel 24 hours a day. So call your local cable operator or satellite provider for ESPN News, debuting November the 1st. No score here in Morgantown. 4:21 left to play. Opening quarter. Ferguson comes right side, puts the head down. He'll go across midfield, and have 3.5 as Longino, along with Charles Emmanuel, finish him off.
Ryan Clement was injured last week. On Tuesday was a mental day for him. He just watched the practice on the field. Wednesday took a couple snaps. Thursday took all the snaps in practice. Friday, of course, yesterday we saw him go light workout, but he said, I've got to ignore my shoulder for 3.5 hours and play the best I can play.
The thing he told us after practice yesterday he is most concerned about is the snap and how they're trying to change it so it doesn't shock that arm. And look, the left tackle comes out of his stance, and it's Jay Johnson. Going to cost him 5.
Ron, on that snap that you're talking about, he has his right hand as the hand that is on the top. His left hand, of course, with
Dead ball, false start, offense.
With the injured shoulder is on the side a little bit. So, but when the ball comes back, it hits the left hand, which shocks the shoulder a little bit and a little bit of pain. So what they're going to try to do tonight is exactly what you said. Try to take the ball and take a little bit more care of it, push it against the top hand, let him get it. He's not going to try to rush out from that center quarterback exchange, which means the timing might be off. Yeah. Timing may be off a little bit. Better be safe than sorry.
Blitz right up the middle, and they give it to Ferguson on the draw. Has 5, has 10, counted off at 14 and maybe 15 yards as Van Washington had to come up and make the save on him.
Well, when you play against a pressured defensive football team like West Virginia, draws, screens, delays, all those type of plays should work for you. And Danielle Ferguson has to step up also tonight, because if you have a quarterback and he's wounded, you expect the running game to go, and Danielle Ferguson's a big back. He's 205 pounds. He needs to have a big night.
Reserve offensive line in the game. Jay Johnson, Callejos at left guard, Ty Wise. Nope, he's not there. It's still Casey Jones. Freeman Brown, 78 at right guard, and Shabaka Abdul-Mahid at right tackle. As Ferguson goes for 6 yards, and let's check in on the sideline with Kellen Winslow. Kellen.
Well, Ron and Mike, last week against East Carolina, the coaches like the way some of their offensive linemen played and not others. They're looking for the right combination. So here in this series, they've brought in a whole new set of offensive linemen, except for the center, Casey Jones. They're going to evaluate after the second quarter, and whoever the 5 best are going to play in the second half of the entire ball game. They're looking for the right combination.
Well, you can see Ricky Perry, number 73, in the ball game at guard, right there next to Abdul-Mahid. Second and short. They give it to the fullback and straight ahead. Boy, that's a great second effort by Carlo Joseph, and he'll have the Miami first down. They'll put his knee down just shy of the 30.
That's the challenge to the offensive line tonight. And when you lose 2 ball games in a row, you challenge your football team. You expect a lot of great effort by all your players. This is the second offensive line except the center, Casey Jones. They come off the ball. Good surge by Carlo Joseph, the fullback, into that middle of that pile. And that's, again, when you look at this West Virginia team, they're always penetrating up the field, so running at them is the thing to do.
First down, whistles everywhere, and let's see what the stoppage in play is. The flag on the near side.
Dead ball, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
You have to understand, I think, there's so many ingredients going in. We're looking at trying to have a new snap. He's having to take his time coming out from under center a little more. He's got more of the number 2s in there than he normally plays with. All that spells you can have a little disaster as far as procedure.
You're going to have some mistakes. Watching how he hands the football off. He hands it off with the right hand instead of being able to get the left hand out there to hand the football off. Obviously, he's in pain, given a great effort under the circumstances.
Draw play, Ferguson pinned up in the backfield, 96, John Thornton, all over him, and that's just what Mike was talking about. Penetration by that defensive front, and that messes up the whole thing from the get-go.
Well, here's the worst problem you have. When you get to second and third and long, now you really have to depend on Ryan Clement throwing the football down the field. So you've got to be able to give him time. Again, if it were me tonight, I would be with 2 tight ends a lot of this ball game. I would spread the defense out, 2 tight ends, 1 back, 2 receivers to try to give it a little, move Canute Curtis out a little further so he has to rush a little bit longer.
Danielle Ferguson is the player who's down. Trainers are over from the sideline and checking him out. If you just joined us, 1:27 left in this opening quarter. It is West Virginia nothing and Miami nothing, and this is the 4th offensive possession by the Miami Hurricanes, 3 now for West Virginia, and neither team has been able to do very much. The deepest penetration has come on this drive by Miami.
Miami's won the field position battle so far because of the interception of Chad Johnston. That changed the whole complexity of the field position game. With Danielle Ferguson down, I know you like Trent Jones and Dyrell McMillan, the 2 backup tailbacks. They're fortunate they have 2 backup tailbacks that
Very
come
good
in the
one.
ball game. and generate some offense.
Kellen Winslow, let's check in with you while we got the stoppage in play.
Well, Ron and Mike, we had this Miami team last week in the upset versus East Carolina. But this week is a great deal different here on the sideline with Miami. The players are a lot more active and the coaches are a lot more active, interacting with each other, trying to keep each other going. Coaches coaching more, players involved in a football game a great deal more. They're trying to find the right mix.
Ron, I talked to K.C. Jones on the field, and he said, you know, we got away from fundamentals of practice in the weight room last week. But you remember what happened? The hurricane, they couldn't practice. They got rained out. They went into a gym. They were coming off an emotional Florida State ball game. They got sandwiched a little bit. Had East Carolina in the second game of that three-game set with West Virginia ahead, and they just couldn't get going against East Carolina. Now, East Carolina had a lot to do with that, Steve Logan's ball club, but they couldn't get the emotion in the ball game. That's why I think tonight they're going to give West Virginia their best punch.
So they continue to administer aid to Daniel Ferguson, the Miami running back, and he's been down now for close to 5 minutes, and Mike Tirico gives us an opportunity to check back in the studio with you.
Okay, Ron, I know the Cane fans always want to know how the in-state folks did. The Gators off today, the Seminoles at home in a tight one with Virginia. 7-point game, 6 minutes left. Rock Preston going right. Watch the cutback. And Rock Preston has a lot of real estate. 42-yard touchdown. Florida State stays atop the ACC, winning by 7 over the Cavs.
Speaking of depth at tailback, there's another school. And boy, we hate to see this, but they're dealing with his knee, and they have called for the stretcher from the sideline, so it would appear that we're going to be stopped as far as play for a couple of moments until they are able to remove Ferguson from the field. We will be right back from Morgantown.
Presenting a great leap forward in batteries. Introducing Duracell Power Check, the only battery with a fuel gauge, so you can see how much power it has. New Duracell Power Check, the world's most advanced battery.
Reese's Nutrageous. It accurately predicts the scores of football games. It mows your lawn. Nutrageous is waterproof to 2,000 feet. I've been there. It works. Nutrageous actually makes short men seem 4 to 5 inches taller. Why, I'm standing on one right now.
Hey, try this for a mantra. I like the rain. I like the rain. I want it to rain. I want to wallow in the mud and slop with reckless abandon. And when I die, I want to say that I did carpe the diem, no matter how cold, how wet, and how nasty the diem was.
Proactivity results in an upward spiral of downsizing.
Man, this stuff is complicated. Luckily, business isn't always this tough. Take Office Max, the office product superstore. Easy. Over 6,000 office products, including quality brand names like Hewlett-Packard printers and Hammermill inkjet paper at guaranteed low prices that won't make smoke come out of your accountant's ears. And hey, Office Max is a lot more fun than a 3-hour meeting. But then, so is a root canal. Office Max. We go to the max for you.
On the way back to Morgantown, Nebraska playing this evening. On the night, they retired Tommy Frazier's jersey, scoreless with Kansas. Scott Frost rolling out, looking for Sheldon Jackson in the back of the end zone. 8-yard touchdown pass, but Cornhuskers lead the Jayhawks by 7. Let's go back to Ron and Mike in Morgantown.
Thank you, Mike Tirico. They have just gotten the motorized cart out on the field. Ferguson tonight has been the workhorse, 13 carries for 38 yards for the Miami Hurricanes, and it is his right knee that they have continued to work on, and he is unable to come off the field even with help, so they're going to put him on the stretcher and take him to the locker room. This means that Daryl McMillan will come into the ball game, number 28, and his backup is number 6, Trent Jones, who was a junior out of Miami. And you see the numbers on these youngsters. Trent Jones, 12 carries, 76 yards, very capable, but Mike, they don't have the playing experience, the veteran status that a Ferguson has.
No, but it's the same thing. You role play, you expect your opportunity, you work in practice to get to this point. Unfortunately, it's an injury that gives you that opportunity to come on the field, but now you have to make the most of it. We got to hope that Daniel Ferguson's okay.
Here is the play that Daniel Ferguson was injured on just a moment ago. Mike had commented as we went away, he was running very, very hard when he went into the line. It's the left leg, and It looks as though he just got rolled over on. He got it pinned underneath him. We'll get a report just as soon as we can. Time is back in. No score. 1:27 left to play. First quarter. Miami, deepest penetration of the night. Second down, and they need the 21-yard line. Clement sets, drills it, has it, incomplete, threw it just behind Green. And Mike Tirico, back to you, sir.
Okay, Ron, back over on the deuce. Michigan in good shape early on against Minnesota. Watch Chris Howard break a couple of arm tackles and then break free into the secondary. 86 yards, season-long run for any Wolverine. Longest run of Howard's career. Michigan on the nice cutback, leading Minnesota by 14.
Wow, barely over 10 minutes played, and the Wolverines are cooking indoors tonight. The numbers on Clement tonight. He is 0 of 4. Sets, great protection. Now it falls down. Canute Curtis again. Sack number 43 by the West Virginia defense in 1996.
Ron, coverage sack all the way because there just wasn't any place to go with the football for Ryan Clement. As he set up, he's looking, he gets good protection. Finally, Canute Curtis gets through and makes the tackle, and he is relentless. He just continues to come after the quarterback.
Andy Crossland, the freshman from Birmingham, gets his kick away. And this is Logan back deep. Going to go into the end zone. I mean, that thing is inches from going out of bounds just inside the 1-yard line.
Canute Curtis is one of the best outside linebackers in the country. He has 4.6 speed. He's at the size of a down lineman, 265 pounds. Again, working him against a running back. Now, Miami has to change up a little bit, although Darrell McMillan is a pretty good blocking back, but I think you still have to get help on Canute Curtis.
Well, you see his numbers. He leads the NCAA, and as we mentioned, that is 43 total sacks, 3 more, and they equal the best ever by any West Virginia team.
Miami still winning the field position more, Ron. Even though they haven't scored, they're still keeping West Virginia bottled up inside their own 30, 40-yard line.
Terry Mott in the counterplay, and the trey doesn't work. Earl Little comes up and puts the hit on him. That could be the last play of this first quarter.
The field position battle that I talked about is you continually try to keep winning, get 10 yards here, 15 yards here, Butch Davis. Eventually you'll get set up for a field goal.
2 seconds down to 1, and that is the end of the first quarter. So let's take a break. Miami nothing. West Virginia. Canute Curtis, 13 sacks on the season. He leads the NCAA at a 260 pounds, Mike. Just more than a load that a regular back can block.
Well, he's designed to be blocked by a running back. That has to change. I think they've got to get some help from a down lineman or a tight end.
Draw play. This is Mott. Fights it ahead for 5, almost 6 yards. You can see Little come into the stack. Also Marcus Wimberly. And we have found out that the injury to Ferguson actually is not his knee. Let's check in with Kellen. Understand you got the story for us now.
Ron, we found out that Daniel Ferguson is not a knee. It is his right hip. They're not sure if it's a sprain or a dislocation. He's been taken to the hospital right here next to the stadium for x-rays. We'll have more later.
Okay. And for any friends or relatives who are watching, the hospital's not 200 yards across the parking lot, so Kellen's exactly right. He will get great attention immediately. Timeout on the field. We'll take it with him. 14-20 until halftime. Still no score.
Don't let a new truck payment stretch you to the limit. Call 1-800-32-SMART about Smart Lease by GMAC. It keeps new vehicles well within reach. Don't let a new car payment get you all wound up. Call 1-800-32-SMART about Smart Lease by GMAC. It can put a new spin on affordability.
The Value Drive is on during Oldsmobile's Value Drive sales event. Exceptional quality and value. That's 88 by Oldsmobile. J.D. Power and Associates' best premium midsize car in initial quality. For a limited time, Oldsmobile is clearing out all remaining 96s. And with special factory-to-retailer incentives on new 97 models, you have an even greater opportunity to save. 88 by Oldsmobile. The time to buy is now. The Value Drive is on. See your Oldsmobile retailer today.
ESPN's coverage of Saturday primetime is brought to you by Oldsmobile and your local Oldsmobile retailers. And by Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth. No score. In fact, the totals in the first quarter. 28 yards rushing, Miami. 27 yards, West Virginia. Miami, nothing passing. 5 yards for West Virginia, so draw the line. 28 Miami, 32 West Virginia.
Ron, the field position, Miami's winning the battle so far. Haven't been able to compete it in points, but they're winning the field position battle.
Johnston's pass, he zinged that one and had it complete to Beck, his tight end, and Anthony, who was a freshman, takes it for the first down across the 30. And he really showed his arm strength on that one. He set calmly and threw quickly.
Good, strong throw by Chad Johnston to Anthony Beck. Now, what makes this, again, they're going to the shotgun, give him a better look at this Miami defense.
Kerry Mott puts a head down, goes forward to the 35. That's going to be a gain of 4. Rod Mack and Tony Coley combined to make the stop on Kerry Mott.
What Coach Davis is talking about is the motion man coming in motion for West Virginia is blocking the safeties, and he feels like it's a crack below the waist.
Mott weaves his way. 5, 6, 7, and 8, and that is another West Virginia first down. And Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, this is their best field position of the evening as far as they've taken it out.
Without a doubt now, and Kerry Mott is showing something at the tailback position. He's running north and south. He's able to get up in the hole. He's making some moves inside. You see him moving, dipping both left and right, working up the football field. Good blocking, Michael Lawson with the tackle. But again, north-south runs against this defense that runs so well of Miami's.
Mike, he's up to his average. 8 carries, 47 yards, just under, almost 8 yards a try. Pass complete. Near sideline, Saunders bumped out of bounds at the 45. And for the first time tonight, the Mountaineers are across midfield. Good for 12.
David Saunders is running a deep out. Now, this is Chad Johnston's favorite pass to throw, the deep out. David Saunders, you're going to see the fake now. The running game's going, so now the play-action fake will work. The ball thrown all the way outside to David Saunders. A good completion, good strong arm. Dwayne Starks on the coverage. That's the route he likes to throw the best, the deep out.
Hit at the line of scrimmage, and that play just seemed out of sync. I'm surprised we didn't have a flag. It just seemed like folks were going in the wrong directions at the wrong time.
Almost a little bit of a delayed snap, Ron, I believe, by Eric DeGrove.
Anyway, everything was fine. No flags. It's going to be a second down and 10. The line of scrimmage to 45 of Miami. Don Nehlen, 17 seasons here at West Virginia. 1-6 against Miami, and that one came 1993 right here, and they won the Big East Championship with that victory, or went on to win it. Saunders in motion, top of the screen. Mott with a handoff, stumbling as he gets it, going to be hit and knocked down. That's almost a 5-yard loss, and Kennard Lang has registered, we know, of at least 2 pressures and 2 tackles.
Ron, there's no doubt when you look at the defensive ends for Miami, Kennard Lang and Kenny Holmes, they're supposed to make plays. Well, last week against East Carolina, the play calling kind of kept them out of the action a little bit. Quick 3-step throws, ran inside, but Kennard Lang has already made a couple big plays tonight. But I think the defensive people, the coaches, Chuck Pagano and that group have challenged this defense to play and make plays like Kennard Lang made.
Saunders in motion from the shotgun. On third down, Johnston just going to run it out of bounds at the 46, and they'll lose 4 more. And it was Lang who was pressuring.
What's happening is the bad snap from center. Chad Johnston's already had one roll away from him. This one's really low and just starts this play off wrong, just blows up. You see this low snap now. He comes up, pressure again from the outside. Able to sprint to the right side, but there's nothing there. But again, now West Virginia may get control of the field position if they can knock this ball down inside the 20.
Brian West is going to try to make sure that happens. Dwayne Starks is back on a single safety for the Hurricanes. Good kick, his best one of the night. Hanging spiral. Fair catch is called for, and he runs away from it. This one's going to go dead inside the 5-yard line. 51 yards. ESPN Sunday Night NFL returns 1 week from tomorrow, November the 3rd, with an NFC battle. The San Francisco 49ers head to the Superdome to take on the Saints. The Niners' Jerry Rice will take on Jim Everett, and the Saints in their first game under interim head coach Rick Venturi. ESPN's Sunday Night NFL begins November the 3rd at 8 following NFL primetime.
Big mistake by Dwayne Starks, number 23. You can't let that ball hit on turf.
Now the crowd comes back into play. Straight ahead with the run, 2 yards, maybe 3. That's McMillan. John Hadley meets him, and he's still trying to fight forward.
Ron, you always tell your punt returners to take the fair catch everything around the 10-yard line. You see, he's making the fair catch. He's making the fair catch signal right there, but now he doesn't get to the football. He needs to make that catch. Look at the yardage they lost, and now pressure again on the Miami offense.
This is the worst start for the Miami football team tonight. And they've got a 2nd down and 5. That was a really good second effort by McMillan to get him 5 yards. McMillan again. Ooh, he gets whacked hard. That's Hadley, who came up and hit him first. He's still fighting, and Van Washington will help finish him off along with Curtis.
Nairo McMillan is a highly recruited player out of Braden Southeast High School in Florida. Very good football playing schools.
I think he's proven one thing right now, Mike, is that you better wrap up on him because one hit doesn't bring him down.
Well, he's 217 pounds, a little compact, 5'8". Strength, a lot of strength in his lower body.
3rd down. They need about 2.5 yards.
This is a big play for Miami because if they don't make this 1st down, then field position becomes again big for West Virginia.
McMillan the handoff. Hit in the backfield. He's going to be stopped for a loss. Charles Emmanuel, the first man to get to him.
Ron, when you don't have a healthy quarterback, you can cheat those safeties up, and Charles Emmanuel was almost sitting on the line of scrimmage as a safety, given an 8- and 9-man front to run against.
Crossland to get the kick away. And it looks like Logan, who is back deep just beyond midfield. Left footer's boot. Not very long. End over end. Don't know if he can return it. Catches it, and oh my goodness, does he get hit. Sandwich following the 41-yard kick. And Jones, the first man downfield. So let's take a timeout. 9:02 left until halftime. Still no score.
Would you believe this man is bald? Introducing the hairline of the 21st century. It looks like it's growing right out of your head. Makes all other hair systems obsolete. Can dramatically change your lifestyle as seen on 2020. Call now for the free color pack brochure. 1-800-945-6668. That's 1-800-945-6668.
The shocking stories about Bob Torricelli continue. Matthew Seymour, the young man Torricelli did not nominate for West Point, but claimed he did, now says Torricelli's campaign tried to bribe him to keep silent.
They offered me a paid position on the International Relations Committee in an obvious attempt to buy my silence during this campaign.
These scandals have raised new questions about Bob Torricelli's character and fitness for office.
It's another action-packed season in the NBA, so get a jump with ESPN Magazine Pro Basketball 96. Give it a spin and see what's up with the new look Knicks, the NBA's Kitty Core. Then, can anyone stop the running of the Bulls? Check out the free agent frenzy, 12 guys to watch, and Morning in Miami. Meet Mr. Super Agent and the next great superstar. You'll get nothing but net in ESPN Pro Basketball 96 on newsstands now.
Well, this is how they stand nationally in rush number 1, third in the nation in total yards on defense, and in points number 2. So the defense has stood up tall tonight. It is now up to the offense. You can't say that they're playing aimlessly, but they are playing aimlessly. Play action as Johnson sets deep in the pocket, zings it over the middle, and that thing was almost intercepted by James Burgess.
That was a design play to try to get the ball to Kerry Mott over the middle. Brought 3 receivers in the ball game, trying to take the tailback. They're going to try to just sit him over the ball, fake to Kerry Mott, and sit him there. James Burgess just read it all the way, broke on the ball almost, as you said, Ron, picked that football off.
Came very, very close. Second down, 10 for the Mountaineers. First down and more. Sean Foreman makes the reception as Earl Little on the tackle, but that was a well-designed play, and he was wide open.
Ron, it's a pivot move. It's a little pivot move to the outside by Sean Foreman. Watch this route, real nice. It's like a curl, and then he breaks it outside, the little pivot roll, and Earl Little is so far off the cushion. What a great route run by Sean Foreman, and then makes yardage after the catch. West Virginia now has outstanding receivers in Foreman, Vanderpool, and Sanders.
Sean is a sophomore out of Chesapeake, Virginia. 17 yards on that play. Right up the middle. Kerry Mott. Stagger step, and this time he gets staggered after a couple. It's going to be a second down and 8 as Twan Russell and Marcus Wimberly combine on the tackle. And if you've just joined us, we will update you. Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried, and Kellen Winslow coming to you from Mountaineer Stadium in Morgantown. 8:30 left until halftime, and we still have no score. This has been some kind of defensive struggle, like a chess match, and as Mike has well told us, field position now in the favor of West Virginia. We'll see if they can take advantage.
They have to make points on this drive right here. They've got to at least get a field goal out of this. They want a touchdown.
Swings it out in the flat. Tries to set up the screen. Foreman takes it ahead to the 30-yard line, and now a huge play coming out as Booker Pickett makes the tackle. It's going to be a 3rd down and 5.
Ron, in this Bill Walsh style of offense that West Virginia runs, is they try to attack the underneath coverage, and they try to throw the football to their best receivers and then force the defense to make tackles. And if you miss tackles like they did on, didn't miss the tackle, but the good cushion on Sean Foreman, then the yardage you pick after the catch is big.
2 of 5 on 3rd down conversions. They need the 25. Fakes it to Mott, going to go long, and he's got a man there. In the end zone, incomplete. Earl Little with the cover on the play, and we had to wait because for a moment it appeared as though he might be able to come up with the touchdown.
David Saunders is 6'2", and you like to put the ball up to the big, tall receivers. He's working against Earl Little. He's got Earl Little beat. Now the safety's coming over the top, Tremaine Mack also. But Earl Little, even though he was beat, he was able to recover and get that hand on the football, strip it from David Saunders.
What great athleticism. Parallel to the ground, reversed, and knocked it down. It's 4th down. Don Nehlen's offense, they will go for it.
When you have a good defensive football team, you can make this kind of call because your defense is controlling Miami's offense. Take a shot right here to try to get the 1st down.
Johnson steps up, drills the ball, and that's thrown way too high. Vanderpool was the closest guy around it. But on downs, Miami will hold, and they'll take it over at their own 30.
The difference, Ron, people at home may say, well, if you kick them into the hole and then you can hold them a little bit, you're going to get better field position. That was an option for Don Nehlen. Ball's on the 30-yard line. If you punt it up and it goes in the end zone, it comes to 20. So really, you probably lost 10 yards here.
Well, plus the fact for people that say, what about a 47-yard field goal attempt? Last week, Taylor missed 3, and they've had problems with the kicking game. So probably that's the reason the Mountaineers went after it.
All goes into the decision you make. Last week, the week before, practice, everything you see.
Safety showed blitz, but he stays at home. And Clement gets his pass away. Yatil Green, did he catch it? West Virginia says no, and so does the official.
See, Ryan Clement can't get his shoulder loosened like he needs to. When he throws to the left side, his left shoulder's got to be the guide shoulder, and he just couldn't get anything on that football. That harness has really got him tight, his shoulder, so it doesn't slip out. He's 0 for 5. Need a little shorter throws for him on first down.
I'm still amazed that he's playing at all, though. What a gutty performance.
There's no doubt. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Safety blitz is coming. From the top of the screen, they set up the screen pass, and they knock it down on the 25-yard line. Bernard Russ. Let's go to Mike Tirico. Mike.
Ron, take it back to Lincoln. On the day that they've retired Tommy Frazier's jersey, Scott Frost is having quite a day. First time in his Nebraska career. 2 touchdown passes. This one to Brendan Holbein. He's just run one in, pending the point, which is now good. Nebraska by 21.
21-point lead for the Huskers right here. The crowd is aroused. And also there was an injury on the near sideline.
It looked like McMillan got hurt a little bit.
And an official is down on the sideline as well, Mike. And it would appear that that is the injury that they are attending to. We can't tell, obviously, because he's covered up with a trainer. But we'll find out just as soon as we can. But one of the officials is down. The crew headed by John Smith of the Big East Conference.
One of the problems you have, even as a coach on the sideline, when the players keep moving up on the field, there's no place to go. And for an official, that's why they warn them to get them back. They want that room to be able to back off the field of play.
So this is John Smith, and he is confirmed. You remember, Mike, we had this similar situation last year, Auburn, Alabama, when one of the officials was knocked out of the ball game, and they had to go with one short, so they had to rotate. They had to change positions, actually, that they covered.
Looks like he's okay.
No matter how good a shape you're in, these kids have got pads on and run such tremendous speeds and everything. It's just you're not equipped to get hit by one of them.
No, and I like the way the doctor, he's not letting him go right out there. He's making sure he's okay before he puts him back on that field.
The team saying that he is okay, but the other officials are coming over and they're trying to make sure that their comrade is all right before they put him back out on the field.
Maybe the only time a crowd applauds for an official.
7:05 left until halftime. Miami nothing, West Virginia nothing. West Virginia with their deepest penetration a moment ago. They drove it, but the drive died at the 30-yard line as they went for it on 4th down.
Two things you have to be thinking about here right now. One, you want a safe play so that you can punt the football if you don't get the first down. The second thing is you better know where Canute Curtis is, and you better be able to block him. They've got a tight end to his side now. Maybe they'll try to help with the tight end.
Chris C. Jones in motion. Sets and throws. Got it. The defensive back fell down, and he'll have the first down. Yatil Green steps out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Here's the adjustment now that Miami's making. We saw Canute Curtis just run over running backs in the first quarter. Now all of a sudden they've got Canute Curtis being blocked by number 74, Jay Johnson, a tackle. He handles it. Now Ryan Clement with the throw out there to Yatil Green, first down. Here's the other block. Now they got a tackle on him. He's bigger than him. He's 278, so he matches up with that 260 pounds. Good move by Butch Davis.
First completion by Clement. We go back to the running play. Boy, what a hit. Henry Slay steps up into the hole, and you could see McMillan's head go back just as he got right there.
Ron, you'd expect Yatil Green. He's the best receiver on this Miami football team, but he's going against the best defensive back for West Virginia, Mike Logan, but you'd expect him to be a big part tonight for Ryan Clement.
Maurice Sharons is the official who was injured. He's the line judge, and you see, looks like he's taking a little grief from the sideline, but he's glad to be okay. As though he got hit around the mouth, but he is up, and they said, okay, get back to action. Clement sets. Pass overthrown, looking for Carlo Joseph, and let's check in again with Mike Tirico. Mike?
Ron, the battle for the Little Brown Jug rolls on over on the Deuce in Michigan's running game after the Wolverines' good defense allowed an 80-yard drive. An answer here from Clarence Williams. 26-yard touchdown for the Wolverines' leading rusher. Mason Blue by 14.
Poetry in motion, turning that corner.
We're already probably thinking in Ohio about that Ohio State-Michigan game at the end of the year.
I'm sure you're right. Our situation, no score. Just over 6 minutes to play in this first half, and a timeout has been called by Miami as they came to the line of scrimmage. So we'll take the break with them. West Virginia nothing, Miami nothing. Back after this.
Okay, driving lesson number 1. Tap the brake lightly. Right. Keep your eyes on the road! Sorry. Okay, now, don't be nervous. It's only our lives.
Kelly Springfield tires are designed to go a long way, and we've got the warranties to prove it. So go.
Very good. Thank you. I think you're ready for the real test. Mall traffic. Cool.
Get every mile you can out of life.
So I could drop you off at home first? Oh, no.
What you think.
Oh, no. Nice.
What the Bravada thinks.
Decrease coefficient of friction, divert torque to adjust wheel velocities.
With its exclusive SmartTrack system, the Bravada automatically reacts to changing road conditions. So with no buttons to push or levers to pull, you can let it do the thinking.
Oh, no. Marbles?
The Noles head to Atlanta. Florida State, Georgia Tech at 7. Saturday primetime. Next week on ESPN.
Well, through its $1 million scholarship program, Burger King donates $100,000 per week in the name of scholar athletes whose achievements go beyond the field in all NCAA divisions. Tonight's students of the game from Miami, linebacker Twan Russell. He's a broadcast journalism major with a 2.8 GPA. And from West Virginia, quarterback Chad Johnston. Chad is a finance major, a 3.2 GPA.
Ron, you know that Twan Russell has a show on the Miami radio station, Trivia with Twan, like Trivia with Ron. That's easy for me to say, huh?
Yeah. Well, I got more than I can say grace over. I better not comment on that. Third down. Line to make is the 45 of West Virginia. Safeties creeping up. Top of the screen. Let's see if they come. Nope. They stay at home. Short drop by Clement right over the middle, and the tight end dropped the football. I mean, Daphnis had it there. He was being aggravated from behind by the linebacker, but he should have caught it.
The only problem is, even if he'd have caught the football, wouldn't have had the first down. Though Gerald Daphnis over the middle. Ryan Clement, again, that's the kind of passes he has to throw tonight, the short ones. Just throw it right in the hands of Daphnis, and that's a tackle. John Thornton on the zone blitz is coming out and covering him.
So the punt is away by Crossland. Fair catch is called for, and then Logan did not have an opportunity to catch that football as the coverage was right there, and it goes out of bounds just short of the 20-yard line.
If you like defense, you like this game.
Well, ESPN2 has the best in college football at 12:30 next Saturday. Number 2 Ohio State and Demetrius Stanley take on Minnesota, and that one is at the Horseshoe. Then at 7 o'clock, a battle from the SEC. Auburn plays host to the Razorbacks of Arkansas. Next week on The Deuce, you look at Ryan Clement on the sideline. Well documented his situation, but he is going and playing, I think, not only as well as could be expected, but even better. Johnston going to go deep. Double coverage there, nothing doing. Saunders sandwiched between 2 defensive backs. Starks the main guy, though.
Ron, when you look at this play, here's what Chad Johnston's looking at. But watch the fullback, 46, come out in the flat, wide open. He didn't see his first read. 46 is really where the ball should have gone, but he threw it, tried to go to David Saunders up the field. Bad read by Chad Johnston. Of course, a lot happening on the field, but coaches upstairs will remind him that the fullback is open in the flat.
Here you see his number 6 of 11, 44 yards, and he threw the 1 pick. That was back in the first quarter. Play action, got it complete at the 26-yard line. Not enough for the first down. Mike Tirico, what do you have for us?
Ron, I want to take you out to the Pac-10. Cal coming off the loss last week at the Palouse, taking on UCLA, trailing 10-7, late second quarter. Pat Barnes to Niall Benjamin, 16 yards at the half. Cal leading UCLA by 4.
Yeah, the Golden Bears glowing again tonight, up by 4. Our situation is, as Mike said, if you like defense, this one you're just enjoying the heck out of. We're about to go into 5 minutes left until halftime. It's West Virginia nothing and Miami nothing. They need to take the ball just across the 28. Johnston wings it, got it complete. There's your first down there. Vanderpool, and the tackle made immediately by Earl Little. There's the announcement. The all-time leader in receiving at West Virginia yards, 1,969.
Just that little pivot route again. They motioned to try to get Earl Little to back up in the secondary, and they hit Rashawn Vanderpool to the wide side of the field. Good call by Dan Semrel, the offensive coordinator.
Vanderpool, we mentioned off the top of the telecast, playing less than 100% tonight. Johnston wings this one, going long, looking down at the 30 for Sean Foreman, and it was incomplete. Vanderpool, I could take you all the way back to the Pitt game, which we did back at the first of the year, came down on the football and injured cartilage as far as the rib cage and his chest. Then last week against Temple, he just got obliterated on this play right here. Watch the way he gets hit. Took a helmet right in the rib cage at the upper part. Cartilage damage, also 9 stitches in his chin, so he's fortunate to be playing tonight. So you got 0 way out. Vanderpool, your number 1 guy, not 100%. Johnston caught from behind, and he'll be sacked by Michael Lawson, the big sophomore out of Delray Beach.
Really, the play took too long again with the Miami defensive philosophy has roared those 2 tackles up the field, and the 2 ends, Kennard Lang and Kenny Holmes. Michael Lawson, number 97, just beats the block of the back and then just does not allow Chad Johnston to get rid of that football. It's a tough play. You don't want lost yardage plays against a team like Miami or the West Virginia defense, either one.
Well, Mike, now you got 3rd down and many. You have to take it to the 41. Do you throw it or just give it a run and play and punt it away? And they're going to get 5 of it back. Johnson going to run out of bounds.
Flag on the play.
Ron, when you have receivers like Saunders and Vanderpool and Foreman, I mean, they are a threat if you can get the ball to them up the field to run after the catch.
Kenny Holmes was the man who was visiting West Virginia's side of the ball early.
Do you remember last week again when Miami had that penalty in the kicking game against East Carolina? East Carolina kicked the field goal, offside, then they scored a touchdown. Now let's see if West Virginia can make it pay for this offside. Kenny Holmes, there's no excuse for that. You look into the football, with football moves, you move. Sometimes you get a little lazy and you go on the sound of the quarterback's voice.
4 penalties, 20 yards against the Hurricanes. third down. Big pressure coming from Holmes. He'll grab him from behind and have the sack. So he says, all right, coach, I jumped off sides last time, but I've repaid my debt right there.
You're exactly right. He showed why he is considered a big-time defensive end. A lot of people thought he was going to come out last year in the NFL draft. He's being held by Solomon. Page still breaks through and makes the sack on Chad Johnson. Decided to stay in school, and I think it'll pay benefits for him.
Dwayne Starks is back deep, and I have a feeling that he has been told that when Brian West kicks this one, make sure you catch it.
Catch the football.
Because Miami, with 3:15 and the clock running, stands to get pretty darn good field position here. West Virginia wisely running the clock down as far as they can, and they had the block on. Best punt of the night by West. All the way back to the 23-yard line. Goes left, goes right, goes down. 51 yards on the kick and 7 on the return.
So far, it's been Canute Curtis as a star in the first half for West Virginia's defense. He's been designed to go against running backs in the pass game. Here, ran right by Tyrell McMillan. Makes the tackle in the backfield on the running play. Here he ran over Danielle Ferguson for the sack of Ryan Clement. But now they got a tackle blocking him, so they've had some success the last couple plays throwing the football.
Clement pumps it once, go on top, and Green has it go in and out of his hands. Logan was covering, but boy, had it right there on his tips.
Well, Mike Logan, they got him designed to line up against Yatil Green. They want a great athlete because Miami likes to throw the jump ball a lot. That ball was right there for Yatil Green. That should have been caught. First down is such a big down for Miami. I don't think they can get in long yardage situations and move the football. They've got to control first down. They're only averaging 2.1 yards on first down.
Straight ahead, McMillan. Jason Williams hits him after a gain of 1, and it'll be third down.
Here, Ron, also with the clock ticking down, 2:35. Remember now, West Virginia spent 2 timeouts in the first half. They only have 1 timeout remaining. So if they expect to try to get points on the board here, either stop Miami here and then use a little bit of a speed-up offense.
And both special teams have done a great job as far as coverage. We've had nothing come close to breaking out tonight. Here they come with the blitz. Clement's pass caught at the 37. Green tries to get out of bounds. Logan won't let him.
Again, Ron, because of the nature of Ryan Clement's injury, I don't think they want him throwing long on third down. Just a little quick throw, wheel around. Mike Logan comes up, makes the hit on Yatil Green. But I think that, again, because of his injury, they don't want him sitting back there 5 and 7 steps, taking a long time and taking some hits.
So Logan makes the tackle and then drops off, and he is the return guy. Clock running, 1:37, now 1:36, left until halftime. Good kick. Logan all the way back to the 16-yard line, tries the near side, and it goes down at the 25. Mike Tirico, what do you have for us?
Well, Ron, we'll check the flag in a second. The GMAC halftime report is ahead. We'll have the story from the SEC, the Alabama-Tennessee game, the revenge match for Florida State against Virginia, and we'll show you how Northwestern found a way this time. Kirk, Lee, and Chris will join me from Iowa City for the GMAC halftime report.
All right, Mike, our situation, a flag was thrown just as we made the throw to you at the studio, and we'll see who the personal foul is against. It's going to go against the Mountaineers. Well, here comes a late hit. Looks like Barrett Green well after the play is over, and he got flagged for 15. So West Virginia was not going to have very good field position anyway, and now they're going to scrimmage from just inside their 15-yard line.
Now here's where Miami's 2 timeouts become big, because if they can stop them on first down and then stop them on second down, use their 2 timeouts, Miami is a good punt blocking team, and they've been close to blocking the punts, so that would be the thinking of Butch Davis right now. Stop him one play, and then I want to be able to use my 2 timeouts. I don't expect West Virginia to get real fancy down here.
Alvin Swoop, number 24, a sophomore, in a tailback, and he gets the ball. And he'll have maybe 1, and that's it, to the 16-yard line. You look at field position in this one, and Mike has talked repeatedly about it. Again, West Virginia starting off with very poor field position. Own 24 compared to Miami's own 34, the average in this first half.
It may come down to a field goal in this football game. Now, I would think Miami stops them right here. They use a timeout.
Second down, swoop, 20, 25, and they won't need to stop it now because the first down has been picked up. Starks and Wimberly combined in the stop.
Now you want to get out of the half. Forget the timeout.
42 seconds showing on the clock. 12-yard gain by Alvin Swoop, sophomore out of Port St. Lucie, Florida, 5'11", 195. Clock is now under 30. Going to go on top. At the 40, got it complete. That's Foreman. He will, nope, they're going to say stepped out of bounds at the 33-yard line. That aroused him for a moment.
That's an excellent call by Dan Simrell, because all of a sudden Miami was lulled to sleep of whether or not they were just going to hold the football. What made this play is Chad Johnston's fake to number 24, Alvin Swoop. Then put the ball up right on the money. Dwayne Starks is beat by Sean Foreman.
He got just enough of his body. Well, coming up at halftime, the GMAC halftime report, and the top stories, of course, that thriller in Knoxville. Warwick Dunn against Tiki Barber with Chris Lee and Kirk from Iowa City, Iowa.
Ron, with 14 seconds, there's one timeout left. You talked about the field goal kicking problems last week against Temple.
Mike, we got a slow down replay of this, and watch his heel. I mean, just the right there, and that official is right on top of it. That's a great call. I mean, just the very tip of his
heel. He moved right to it.
Yep. So the situation, and Mike, you make a great point, only 14 ticks left on the clock. On the sideline, number 47, Jay Taylor, is warming up. Missed 4 field goal attempts last week, 46, 42, 37, and 37. So what Miami wants to do right here is stop him for no gain.
Well, he's due. He was 4 last week. He's due to hit one.
Play action. Going to go on top. Johnson looking for the end zone, and it is incomplete. Closest man to it was Earl Little. Now the situation on Taylor, in watching him in the preseason, 47 yards was the longest that he was able to muster.
In the pregame, he kicked a 47-yard field goal. Our track staff was watching him, and they filmed him, and so they have him. He just wants a chance.
You're looking at Oliger now, who is loosening up down on the sideline. And we'll see if maybe they decide that he's the guy that they're going to go with. Freshman out of Wilmington, Delaware. Pass in the flat, got it complete, better get out of bounds. Saunders goes down at the 25-yard line. 1 second, and the clock will... Yep, that's the end of the half.
Well, they should have been able to get that time call.
Miami nothing. West Virginia nothing. Right now, as they boom toward the locker room, let's join Mike Tirico with the GMAC halftime report. Michael. Well, we're ready to start the third quarter. Miami nothing and West Virginia nothing. And Mike, we talked about a defensive struggle. Rushing yardage in the first half, 36 Miami, 36 West Virginia. That speaks volumes as far as what happened.
Ron, this is going to be a ball game won on field position and a big play in the kicking game. Could be a block kick, could be a field goal. Something's going to set this game apart in the kicking game.
And you think that maybe we should be checking out our rules on overtime, huh?
I think we're going to be close on that because of the way this first half played. But I think the biggest thing when you look at the statistics is that
well, we're ready to start the third quarter. Miami nothing and West Virginia nothing. And Mike, we talked about a defensive struggle. Rushing yardage in the first half, 36 Miami, 36 West Virginia. That speaks volumes as far as what happened.
Ron, this is going to be a ball game won on field position and a big play in the kicking game. Could be a block kick, could be a field goal. Something's going to set this game apart in the kicking game.
And you think that maybe we should be checking out our rules on overtime, huh?
I think we're going to be close on that because of the way this first half played. But I think the biggest thing when you look at the statistics is the third down, not being able to move the chains. Either team, 1 for 7 for Miami and Ryan Clement, 3 for 8 for Chad Johnston. They've got to be able to have more consistency, but that again is because of the good defensive play.
Lang on the sideline, excellent first half for him. Gaeton will kick it off as you look at the two deep men, Michael Logan and Alvin Swoop for the West Virginia Mountaineers. No scores. We start this third quarter of play. Gaeton's kick is high, but it's short at the 5. This is Logan. And great coverage by Miami. He's not even going to make it back to the 15-yard line. It's only 10 on the return.
Ron, it's going to, again, come down to a turnover, something in the kicking game. Chad Johnston's first half statistics, the big interception, but Miami's was not able to take advantage of that.
Ten of 17, 1 interception. Johnston in that first 30 minutes of play. And this running play is going to go for -1 as Twan Russell comes up to make the defensive stop. And Kellen Winslow, let's check with you.
Ron and Mike, coming out of the locker room at halftime, Kerry Mott, number 25, the running back, was moving very gingerly, complaining about his right ankle. He got it heavily taped. As you can see here in the isolation, he's not moving as well as he did in the first half. Maybe it will get loose and he'll come back out and continue to play well, or maybe he'll be pulled out of the ball game.
Well, Kenny Holmes, one of the first men along with Twan Russell. You can see Kennard Lang. Zerouade out of the game tonight. Don't think we're going to see him. We had seen Alvin Swoop on that next to the last series for West Virginia.
Now, Kerry Mott does not look like he did in the first half. He was able to run in the first half north-south. He gave good moves in the hole. He just doesn't look like he's going to be able to run here in the second half. They're going to bring, looks like Swope is coming into the ball game.
Yep, you see him limping off the field right there. Kerry Mott substituting for Amos Zerouade in the ball game. So now West Virginia goes to tailback number 3. Fakes it to Swoop. Johnston's pass is caught for the first down, and that's David Saunders. Now they say incomplete.
Big play again for the Miami defense. Chad Johnston likes this route. It's a deep out to David Saunders. Now, Ron, you've got it. Miami's been close on the punt blocks. They have been real close to getting the West Virginia punt. Let's see if they go after this one.
Speaking of close, I thought that was a reception, and he got knocked out of bounds. The officials right there say no. Pressure coming. He gets his kick away. Very high, not very long. Fair catch called for at the 39-yard line. That's only a 24-yard kick. Trent Jones makes the catch. Let's take a timeout.
Introducing McDonald's Deluxe Sandwiches. They're new, they're big, with fresh toppings and a bakery soft roll. The average adult has over 8,000 taste buds. Get ready to use them all. It's McDonald's with a grown-up taste.
In the game of politics, choosing a candidate can be a difficult move. That's because candidates make lots of promises. Promises, promises, promises. So, who will you choose? Her. Good choice, because she has an ice-cold Miller Lite, which makes only one promise: great taste. Join the party. Choose Miller Lite. Life is good. And when you vote, life is really good.
ESPN's coverage of Saturday primetime is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Oh, the largest crowd in Mountaineer Field history witnessed a 17-14 West Virginia win. Robert Walker rushed for 100 yards, including this 19-yard run that sealed the victory. It was Miami's first loss in conference play in a game that gave West Virginia the Big East title.
Ron, if Miami's going to throw, they need to throw on first down with Ryan Clement right here to Teal Green.
This is the second Miami possession to start in West Virginia territory. Last time was the West Virginia 40. This time the 39. Clement. Teal Green. Good heavens, it hit him in the arms, the shoulder pad, and falls to the turf.
Well, this is the down you want Ryan Clement to put the ball up, because on first down, it's the best shot you're going to have protection-wise, and you've got the threat of the run. And threw this ball up to Teal Green. It's right on the money. Teal Green just didn't play it, Ron. He just lost the ball. See, he can't find the football. That ball should have been caught by Teal Green.
That's two tonight that Clement has put where it needs to be, and Miami has dropped it. Trent Jones going to wind up with a gain of about 3. Slay and Curtis combining on the stop.
Two tight end attack now by Miami. The strategy to come out, try to balance the defense up with the two tight ends. You get we said every week, a helmet on a helmet. You get the two tight ends and you get motion across. Now you got a helmet on everybody for the running game. Trent Jones getting the football here. Almost loaded up, saying we're going to run the football. You got a good block, but they can't block Canute Curtis, number 42, at the point of attack.
Jermaine Chambers, senior wide receiver out of Homestead, is the man who is down on the field. And let's check in once again with Mike Tirico. Mike?
And Ron, this McDonald's breakaway takes us back out to the Pac-10. We told you at the half the Cal lead was 4. UCLA has taken the lead thanks to Skip Hicks. 34-yard run, part of a 75-yard second half opening drive. Hicks has 101 rushing yards now. UCLA leads Cal by 3.
Back here in Morgantown as they are attending to Jermaine Chambers, we have no score. Miami and West Virginia with 13 to play, third quarter.
Well, what's going through both coaching staff's minds is trying to find a way to get points to put pressure on the other team. Trying to milk a situation to get on the board.
Mountaineer crowd trying to help out the defense. Clement right over the middle, got this one complete. 84, Chris C. Jones, his tight end, and he's inside the 10-yard line. Bernard Russ holding on. And let's see, they're going to spot him just outside the 10.
Well, I like what Miami's doing here on offense. See Ryan Clement again giving a great performance tonight. Going to two tight ends, trying again to balance this defense up, looking off, and now trying to find Chris Jones down the middle. A good play call by Larry Coker. Bernard Russ was in coverage there, but that's the scheme right now. Two tight ends.
12-yard line. First and 10, Miami. Deepest threat of the night by them. Jones. He's got speed, tries to turn the corner, and in fact, he ran right out from underneath his cut, and you see the marker come down. Bastine and Emanuel combining in the stop.
Well, Charles Emanuel was right there, but the stiff arm by Trent Jones kept Charles Emanuel away from making that tackle. Well, here's another problem for Miami, picking up another penalty.
In the back, above the waist, offense. 10 yards, end of the run, repeat, first down.
This is where, as we have discussed, rule changes we'd like to see happen in the future. Instead of everybody standing around saying who, just give the number of the guy who did it. You're not sending him to prison or anything. Just say block in the back, number whatever.
Bunch of owls out here, huh? Charles Emanuel trying to make the play, but Trent Jones shows you his strength. There's the little push in the back.
So from the spot of the infraction, it's only about a 7-yard penalty. They pitch, and here comes the reverse. And at the 18-yard line, Tony Gator tackled by Perlo Bastine.
Worth a try around the way this night's going offensively, and when you got a quarterback that's hurt, worth a try to give a little trick play in there. You're inside the 30. You just don't want to lose yardage on that type of play and to knock yourself out of field goal range.
Ron Franklin with Mike Gottfried and Kellen Winslow coming to you from Morgantown, West Virginia. We do want to remind you, Daniel Ferguson injured a hip back in the first half. They have taken him to the hospital, which is right next door, and I'm afraid we still have no report on his condition. If we get one, we'll pass it on to you. Running play this time, 28, Darryl McMillan. Charles Emanuel will make the stop on him, but he is just inside the 15-yard line.
Ron, I would think again, with the quarterback situation the way it is now, Butch Davis, Larry Coker may just try to set this field goal up. You'd like to get a touchdown. You'd like to try to take one shot to Yatil Green in the end zone, but you don't want an interception. You got a wounded quarterback. Maybe you run the football here and try to set this field goal up. Let's see if they go to Yatil Green and run it up inside, try to set the field goal.
Yatil Green had 8 catches in the first half against Florida State. Here comes the corner blitz. The pass is knocked away at the 2-yard line, and Clement went down very hard on the rush of Henry Slay, and he's up and running off the field.
Ron, you can't say enough about Ryan Clement. He just couldn't get enough on the football, and you can't say enough about Mike Logan's coverage on Yatil Green, but they're still set for the field goal now.
Crossland to attempt the field goal. Popovich is holding. New situation for him. It is a 31.5-yard attempt. High pass, ball is down, and he got it. So with the injury to Clement, a new holder, Popovich passes with flying colors, and so does Crossland.
Most valuable player on that play was Popovich. All of a sudden, he's in the ball game. He's holding in front of a hostile crowd for the first time. He had a high snap from center and made this catch. First time back there. High snap. He gets it down. Gets it turned. Excellent job by Popovich.
Covington is normally the holder, and because of the injury to him, the number 2 quarterback for Miami, that's the reason that Popovich has been called into service. And tonight before the ball game, Mike, not only did he hold as the kick was going on, he continued to take snaps to put the ball down and make sure that he had good rhythm. Clement took a heck of a shot from Slay. In fact, here it is right here. Watch Big 78 coming left side of your screen. Actually, it's a corner who got to him first before Slay. Slay's right there.
That's almost a late hit, too.
That was Emanuel who was coming on the blitz and caught him first.
Will kick off for Miami.
Kelly, Steve Kelly, a freshman, Burleson, Texas, has never taken a snap in Division I. He would come in if Clement were unable to finish this football game tonight.
And he's been on the practice scout team. He had to introduce himself to all the offensive players this week so they knew he was a scholarship player, not a walk-on.
Gaetan to kick it off for Miami. Short kick this time. Swoop. Crosses to 25, and he's out around the 30-yard line. 16 yards on the return.
On the other side of the ball, Ron, I think Vanderpool and Saunders has to step up now because you're down to your third tailback, Alvin Swoop. So you expect now your big playmakers, Rashawn Vanderpool, David Saunders, come up big in this third, fourth quarter.
You have to wonder, with as little activity as we've seen in the direction of Vanderpool, if they're just really afraid to try to put him in harm's way because of the injury.
Good point, but you know, I think he wants that football.
I don't think there's any question about that, and he's their best. Johnston is going to throw this one right over the top of Butch Davis's head. Foreman was the closest guy to it. Total yards in this ball game: 143 West Virginia, 90 Miami. Rushing yardage 37 for the Mountaineers, 44 Miami. It's been that kind of defensive night.
And when you have a 3-0 lead now, you can turn it loose a little bit more on defense. Now your defense is inspired a little bit more. They know they've got 3 to protect.
Syracuse won this afternoon. They are still undefeated in Big East play. That pass almost intercepted, and boy, Starks was the closest guy to it. Hit him right in the hands.
Almost was thrown to Dwayne Starks, number 23. I think there was just a little bit too much on it, and Dwayne Starks didn't pick it up quick enough.
Third down. And for West Virginia, they need to take the ball just around the 40-yard line to keep this drive going. Clock is stopped. 10:18 to play, third quarter. They set up the screen. You can see Miami trying to get back to play it. And Swoop is going to be hit after a short gain. And Kenny Holmes, number 90, is outside to make the tackle.
You're right. They set up the screen, a little flare screen, but Kenny Holmes was able to come off the block of the tackle, go out and make the play. Number 90, Kenny Holmes, is going to start the rush, but now he sees it's a screen. If he doesn't make this play, they have a big play. Kenny Holmes with good redirection.
Brian West, the punter. Dwayne Starks is back deep. You see the average with his longest 51 yards tonight. They're coming after him again, and he gets it away. Fair catch is signaled for and made at the 30. 38-yard kick will go away for a moment. Back with more from Morgantown after this.
How'd you do on the math test? What happened? I tripped over this. Where do you think it goes? It's that way. Well, let's follow it. Oops.
Can you confirm a signal loss?
Houston, we have a problem.
Roger. Must be a couple of gremlins down here.
It's not TV, it's HBO.
Today I set out to fix my car.
Thanks, neighbor.
Whatever. I had to stop at 4 different places.
Push! Push!
Good thing I live in a friendly town.
Push!
One of us pushes, the other one pops the clutch.
Come on, push, push! I am pushing!
Finally, I went to Pep Boys.
Hey, everybody, I fixed it!
I love this town.
Car or truck, Pep Boys has your starter or alternator. 26,000 items at the guaranteed low price, tires and service too. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
The Noles head to Atlanta. Florida State, Georgia Tech at 7. Saturday primetime. Next week on ESPN.
Well, the rain has stopped, but a very damp and cool evening. The defenses have been hot. The offenses have not. And our situation, Don Nehlen's home crowd trying to pump him up, but his ball club is down 3-0 to Butch Davis and the Miami Hurricanes, who are trying to break out of a slump that goes all the way back to the 1980s when they would have lost 3 games in a row. Canute Curtis. Teal Green says we got more coming. You see Clement changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Short drop, and he throws a quick out, and it's intercepted by Logan. Mike, he called an audible, and I don't think the receiver ever identified with what he had called.
Well, what happened, Ron, was they showed an 8-man front, the old Bear defense. So you've got 8 people in the box right here. So Ryan Clement checks off because he thinks he's got a cushion on Mike Logan. And watch Mike Logan roll up. And they knew that he was going to try to throw the quick hitch, quick out. Mike Logan played the play, had the safety over top. It was good defense he called by Steve Dunlap. That was called all the way, expecting that throw out to the outside, that would be the checkoff. Boy, how one play quickly changes this complexion of this ball game.
Now look at this, tied now for first in the NCAA, 15 interceptions, and that ties him with Virginia and Auburn. 33 yards on the return. McMillan knocked him out of bounds, and the running play, fighting for the end zone, is Alvin Swoop, and he's going to be stopped at about the 2.5 by Burgess.
Ron, they baited him. In other words, they showed him a front, knew they would check out, and knew the checkoff was going to be a quick out to the wide receiver on the right side. But Mike Logan knew that was going to be the play, stepped in front for the interception. Now West Virginia's got to run up the middle. They've got to try to get Swope, not to dance, but work his way right to the end zone.
Plants the fullback. Alvin Swoop is the tailback. Swoop dances, scores. Jay Taylor with the extra point attempt. Down, and it's good. 8:40 left in the third quarter. And finally, this giant crowd here in Morgantown, West Virginia comes alive as their ball club takes advantage of a Logan interception. 15th of the year with the Mountaineers, and they punch it in with Swoop. 7-3.
Well, you expect a great defense to make plays. 15 interceptions on the season. Steve Dunlap, you've got to give him a lot of credit for that play. Here's the interception, the 3-step drop thrown to the outside. Mike Logan just sits on the play on the outside and then takes it back inside the 5-yard line. Alvin Swope up inside, follows the blocking of Mark Plants in the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown.
The celebration by Mike Horn in the end zone. You could see 69. Nice job by that offensive front. And West Virginia with their first touchdown of the night. 2 plays, 3 yards. So Clement ready to come back on as Oliger will kick it off. Great story on Oliger. Preseason, coaches heard a helicopter land upon the practice field. His mom is a helicopter pilot and instructor. She landed it up there, came and said, "You don't mind if I leave it up there for a bit? Do you want to watch my kid kick in the scrimmage tonight?" They said, "That's fine." Tremaine Mack out of the 30, 35, and now to the 38-yard line. And Kellen, let's check in with you. We've had a lot of injuries and changes tonight.
Well, Ron, we know about Zerouay being out with the turf toe beginning of the game. Also, Mott is out with a sprained foot. They're not sure what's going to happen with him later on. They're going to evaluate him again. Of course, it falls on the shoulders of Swoop, the first-year running back who's playing a big role here tonight, scoring a touchdown. We've got some injuries on the Miami side. We'll get to those a little bit later.
Crowd really making a lot of noise. Running play, 5 yards, 10 yards, and McMillan with a burst of steam will have the Miami first down, very close to it. And Mike Tirico, let's check back with you.
Ron, North Carolina quietly moving through a non-conference game in the Astrodome with no problem. Chris Keldorf, 21 of 31, 270 yards. This is third touchdown pass, mostly done by Freddie Jones. A 43-yard score. The Tar Heels up 21 at the Dome.
Well, I'll tell you, you win a lot, Mike, when you play that kind of offense and your defense is #1 in the nation, which they are. That's 9.5 yards on that run by McMillan. Clement straight ahead. Joseph will have the first down at the 48.5. John Hadley holding on to him. Kellen, let's go back to you and check once again, this time the Miami injury update.
Well, we remember Daniel Ferguson, #1, the running back from Miami, went out in the first half of the ball game. The report on him is dislocated hip. He's still at the hospital. Very serious injury. A big blow to this Miami team. Also, Chambers, Jermaine Chambers, the wide receiver #80, sprained medial collateral and his right knee. He's out for the ball game. And McMillan just went down again.
So Trent Jones, #6, is in. It's Williams in motion. Clement, short drop, and the pass incomplete. The hit was made just as soon as Magic Benton had the football.
When you look at this West Virginia defense, and it all starts with Canute Curtis, but the secondary of this West Virginia football team is as good as any secondary in the country. They've got 4 guys, Logan, Emmanuel, Washington, and Bastine, that can play college football and play any receiver you want to put against them.
Now the scouts like Logan a bunch.
They think that he'll be a strong safety in the NFL, not a corner.
2nd and 10. They go with the running play. Trent Jones wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Bernard Russ, #91, is down at the bottom of that pile.
Steve Dunlap, the defensive coordinator, we talked about the heart of the offense being Ryan Clement, but Bernard Russ, he says the heart and soul of his defense. He said he gets in the face of all the defensive players and challenges them on every play. Just plays with high intensity the whole game.
Well, that touchdown woke this crowd up. They got a sizable wave going here. See the stunning inside. The pass is incomplete. Couldn't hold on at the 43. Yatil Green.
I think that was a good throw by Ryan Clement. Just wasn't held on to by Yatil Green.
Swoop is the deep man. And he runs away from it. And that ball going to be touched down by Miami inside the 10-yard line. 43 yards on the kick. The job of the defense, well, they've gotten it.
That truck's down again. How much? $3,000. Thanks a lot, Charlie. Bill, these trucks are bleeding me dry.
Fred, let's call Miller Truck Leasing.
Isn't leasing more expensive?
Not today, with repair costs, new regulations, taxes, and headaches. Let's call Miller Truck Leasing today and rent a truck while we're making our decision. They have 5 locations in South Jersey, nationwide service, and a complete rental fleet. It's the intelligent choice.
What's their toll-free number?
1-888-265-2.
This winter, natural gas heat will make you feel comfy, calm, confident, smart. Switch to clean, dependable natural gas, America's best energy value. Call 1-800-822-WARM today. South Jersey Gas Company, your energy delivery specialist.
Like Neil Smith mean.
So we get his mother-in-law to call him collect before each game without using 1-800-COLLECT. Could have saved you some serious cash, Neil. 1-800-COLLECT. Save the people you call up to 44%.
Enterprise rent a car for my trip? Looks expensive.
It's not expensive, Mom.
They pick us up? Sounds expensive.
Pickup's free, Mom.
Well, if it's not expensive, why didn't I get a convertible?
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
7-3 our score. 6:44 to play, third quarter. West Virginia leads. Don't forget, coming up later in the game, we'll be selecting the Visa players of the game. Well, the injuries continue. McMillan injured just a moment ago, the tailback of Miami. And also Logan, the cornerback for the Mountaineers, being worked on. They go straight ahead with Plants, the fullback. Burgess will put the wrap on him, but he's out to around the 21-yard line.
Well, now that they're down to the third tailback, you want to get the ball to the fullback a little bit. Mark Plants on a little trap up inside.
My fault. It was Anthony Green. It was 49 rather than 46. My mistake.
They alternate them both in, Plants and Anthony Green, both freshmen, both about the same size, 6'2", 240 for Anthony Green.
Actually, Anthony Green's father, Joe, played for Needham when he was at Bowling Green. You can hear those quick stutter steps squeaking on that wet AstroTurf, and it's enough to maintain his footing and pick up the first down.
Well, the coaches say he's not as fast as Amos Zaraway or Kerry Mott, but he's a strong runner. Alvin Swoop with the football. There's the move that you're talking about. Freezing the linebacker, Tony Coley, and then breaking outside, picking up about 3-4 more yards.
Averaging almost 5 yards a carry, and of course scored the only touchdown in tonight's ball game. Foreman in motion. Swoop. Boy, he got to the hole very rapidly. Dwayne Starks comes up and makes the hit on him. This, by the way, is the 5th West Virginia possession out of 10 tonight to start inside their own 20-yard line. So their play calling, they've been a little bit restricted, Mike.
Well, they have, and their running game now looks like it's taken on a different meaning for the offensive line. They're blocking, they're staying with their blocks, they're really handling the defensive line of Miami.
Second down and short. Swoop again, tripped up over his own lineman's foot. You can see him banging his hand on the turf. He was about to cut that thing back into the boundary.
When you think of Miami over the years, and you think of the defensive tackles they had, Cortez Kennedy, Jerome Brown, Russell Maryland, all the fine defensive tackles. And I think not that these defensive tackles they have now are bad, but they're not the same type that they used to have. And that's why people are running on them a little bit more. Butch Davis is stepping up his recruiting, trying to get those same kind of players back in here.
Saunders in motion to the bottom of the screen. The Swoop gets the handoff, and he'll take it for about 3. Marvin Davis, the first man to get to him. There's more college football on ABC Sports next week with regional coverage beginning at noon. Number 5, Nebraska against Oklahoma, or Michigan State at Michigan. Then followed by 3:30 start, Northwestern at Penn State, Baylor at Texas, Washington at USC, of Maryland at Clemson. 7-3 our score. West Virginia leads. Johnson deep over the middle, incomplete. Foreman is the man that he wanted. It was too tall. Tremaine Mack was there.
I like the call because you're running the football effectively. Good fake, but Tremaine Mack, number 3, was sitting in center field. There's the fake. Good fake by Chad Johnston. Now he's trying to go down to get the big play that either one of these teams have been able to get today.
And both of these teams are accustomed to making the big play.
Well, Miami especially. Miami's more of a big team offense, a big play offense than West Virginia.
Only 30% on third down conversions tonight for the Mountaineers. Pressure from the outside. Johnston has to hurry, gets it away, and there's your first down. Number 6, David Saunders, the sophomore out of Palatine, Illinois.
Ron Frank Burks, number 66, who's a backup offensive lineman, came out and blocked the defensive end from Miami and gave Chad Johnston. Number 66, you're going to see him come out, make the block on Kennard Lang, and that gave time to Chad Johnston to find David Saunders in front of Dwayne Starks.
Okay.
Good protection.
So Burks with the big play there. Quick handoff inside. That's to Anthony Green. And the freshman out of Jersey City is tackled by Marvin Davis after he picks up a couple.
Dan Semro and Don Nalen are the play calling in this drive. They've been able to go inside, outside. They've tried to throw the football, but they're controlling the line of scrimmage right now. And they really have to feel good about that with 3:10 to go in the third quarter. That I think they own the line of scrimmage with their offensive line at this point.
I know Johnston is a senior, but this is the youngest offense that Neyland has ever had as the head coach of the Mountaineers. Swoop. Nothing outside, nothing inside, and he's going to be knocked down. Nice defense, Kennard Lang, and also James Burgess. Mike Tirico, back to you.
Well, Ron, North Carolina's lead in the Astrodome has been trimmed by the Houston Cougars, and here's how. Chuck Clements throwing out in some trouble. Dangerous throw back to the other side, but nobody's covering Damian Johnson. Nice cutback, too. 39-yard score, and the lead is now 14 for the Tar Heels.
Gosh, he was so alone in the Astrodome, he looked like the first guy out for an order game.
And the last.
Third down. Good protection. Now it breaks down. Johnston's going to run. Has 5 yards. Not enough. Kenny Holmes finally got him.
Well, you got to punt this football. Fans are starting to yell whether to go for the ball, but the way their defense is playing, I'd punt this football.
And Holmes is still down. Twan Russell, 4 yards in front of him, also is still down. They play on natural surface down at the Orange Bowl. Oh, they collided. Had nothing to do with the surface.
No.
But the players were not excited about playing on the AstroTurf. One of the things they said yesterday as they came out, they'd much rather play on the natural stuff. But that one right there wouldn't have mattered if you were playing it out here in the parking lot. They banged heads together and shoulders.
Ron, the only loss they've had on AstroTurf since 1993 is to West Virginia. Right here.
Yep, 1993. We showed you the highlights just a moment ago.
8-1.
Twan Russell, and you can see he's in some pain, and he's showing that it is his left shoulder that he has stung. Kenny Holmes being helped off. When Kenny was on the ground, Mike, he was moving his fingers and his hand as though that he had a little stinger. He was trying to get the feeling back in there as well. They could have done the same thing to each other.
Right, man. When I was talking about punting, even though you had 4th and 3 or 4, people were urging Don Nalen to go for it. The way your defense is playing, the way Miami's offense is playing, and you got an injured quarterback, punt him in the hole.
So Starks is back deep. Let's see if West can do just that. Paid off a moment ago. Kicked it deep. Depended on the defense to come up with the big play, and Logan did. Good kick. In fact, this one may be too long. At the 1, and it goes into the end zone. Kellen Winslow, let's check in with you down on the sideline.
Well, Ron and Mike, looking at the bowl game situation, we're here with Steve Earhart, executive director of the Liberty Bowl, played in Memphis, of course, here on ESPN. Steve, you're looking at a couple of teams tonight.
That's right. We're going to get a great team out of the Big East. They have 4 outstanding teams. Syracuse and Virginia Tech both won big today, and then either one of these teams. So we'd be very pleased to have one of these teams representing the Big East in Memphis at the Liberty Bowl.
And they would oppose who?
But champion of Conference USA right now, Southern Miss is out front, but East Carolina's tough as well.
All right, then back up to you guys. We're looking forward to that Liberty Bowl on ESPN.
Down in Memphis. Clement out in the flat, gets it complete. That's Gator, and he's going to be tackled around the 23.5 by Perlo Bastine. Well, here are the affiliations. First place, the Bowl Alliance, of course, in the Big East. Second place to the Gator. CarQuest gets the third place team out of the Big East, and the fourth place will go to Memphis and the Liberty Bowl.
Tell you what, that going to the Liberty Bowl is no picnic facing Southern Miss or East Carolina.
Or East Carolina, either one. You're right.
And you could have a Miami-East Carolina rematch. And of course, Southern Miss is leading that at this point.
Under 1 minute to play, third quarter, 7-3 West Virginia. And at second down, they run it. And here's Jones. Now, he can burn it. He'll have the first down. But, Mike, you can see it's all he needs. It's just a small crack. Van Washington grabbed the hold and held on.
Well, you're right, Ron, because when you look at this play, the point of attack being blocked, there wasn't any place to go. And all of a sudden, he just made a move inside, was able to pick up big yardage and get the first down. He is dangerous. Here's the play. To the left, there's nothing really at the point of attack, but he slides inside. The linebackers overrun it a little bit. Now he's in the secondary for the first down.
And like we said, if Washington doesn't hold on there, he might have reversed it or come against the grain and taken that a long way. On first down, Clement to throw. And he's got it complete to Daphnis. Got to be a short game. 12 seconds down to 11. That should be the final play of this third quarter.
Ron, everything Ryan Clement has thrown tonight has been 15 yards or closer because he just can't get anything on the ball.
That's the end of the third quarter. So as we head to the final 15, West Virginia 7, Miami 3.
McDonald's new Crispy Chicken Deluxe. With an all-white meat breast filet, fresh lettuce, and tomato on a bakery soft roll. It's a grown-up reminder that you're never too old to drool. It's McDonald's with a grown-up taste.
#1 selling home computer with Intel Pentium processor. Packard Bell. Wouldn't you rather be at home?
The peak of K2 if a remarkably soft pair of pants were placed there? Would a man tread the lip of a volcano for pants that were pure cotton yet wrinkle-free? Would a man brave the trackless Sahara for pants that were suitable for work and play? A man would if he were a fool, because he could go to the store and say, yes, I'd like to try on the ultimate pant, new by Hager. Besides, your wife won't let you go to the Sahara anyway.
Introducing McDonald's Deluxe Sandwiches. They're new, they're big, with fresh toppings and a bakery soft roll. The average adult has over 8,000 taste buds. Get ready to use them all. It's McDonald's with a grown-up taste.
So the fourth quarter is here. 7-3, West Virginia leads. Well, our guys are bundled up and doing their usual good job. The rain has stopped, thank goodness. Now the temperature drops down into the 40s. Blitz coming from the outside and almost picked off. Number 1, Van Washington, cutting over in front.
If he's healthy, he makes that completion, though. He just can't get enough on it with his shoulder and that harness. He can't throw it hard enough to make that completion.
And
he's healthy, it's completion.
I'm sorry. Yatil Green is now shaken up. He is hobbled back to the huddle. He would not go to the sideline.
He's so restricted with his left arm, he can't get any movement in that harness to try to open up and throw that football.
Yatil stays in the ball game. 2 of 10 on third down conversions. And now Clement says, let's call a timeout and talk this one over. 5 of 20, 49 yards and the 1 interception. And Miami calls the timeout. We'll take it with him.
State Farm presents Rules of the Game.
We're talking about fouls committed by a team in its own end zone. In this play, the left tackle holds. What's the penalty?
Mike Klein's been my State Farm agent for 9 years, and he's been a coach in the community for 3. He's as dedicated to those kids as he is to his policyholders. The most important thing that I can do right now in my life is to protect my family in the future. The way he handles my life insurance shows it's important to him, too. My other friends who have State Farm life insurance say the same thing about their agents. You know, I think there is something to this good neighbor business.
State Farm is there. We're talking about fouls committed by a team in its own end zone. In this play, the left tackle was holding. Ruling, safety. 2 points for the defense.
Rules of the Game has been brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Plymouth, quality is the top priority for every one of our vehicles. We've set hundreds of goals and benchmarks, and we're constantly looking for ways to improve. Because our goal is to provide the highest quality in every vehicle we build.
ESPN's coverage of Saturday primetime is brought to you by McDonald's. Have you had your break today? So Miami had to call the timeout as we open this 4th quarter of play. And the West Virginia folks trying to come alive and help out that defense. 3rd down, the line to make just over the 40. Clement got it complete. It's a 49 to Yatil Green.
They handled Canute Curtis. That was the start of the play. They gave Ryan Clement time. Yatil Green, you expect him to make the play. They made the adjustment. They went doubled him. They blocked him with a tackle and then picked him up with a running back. Yatil Green on a slant pattern, made the catch, cradled the ball in front of Charles Fisher, number 4, the defensive back. Big play for Ryan Clement.
Trent Jones, nothing. And again, you could see Clement having to hand the ball off across his body, not able to go because of the injured shoulder with the other hand.
Henry Slay's a load too, Ronnie. 6'2", 290, right up the field. Faced Trent Jones, no place to run.
Loss of 3 in the play. Clement pumped it once, gets it over the middle, just threw it away, and he gets decked. Chris C. Jones is the guy that he wanted. Again, it's Henry Slay.
Ron, they had 2 plays where Charles Fisher was in the ball game for Mike Logan. Mike Logan went to the sideline for 2 plays. They hit Yatil Green on the first play. He was open on the last play, but they just didn't have time to get him. But now Mike Logan's back in the ball game to try to defend against Yatil Green.
Third down. They need to take it to the West Virginia 40-yard line or give it up. Clement deep over the middle. Almost intercepted as it got batted between Washington and John Hadley, and Hadley almost came away with the pick.
Ron, they had 4 defensive players in the area where Ryan Clement was trying to throw the football. Here's Van Washington, number 1, right here. Going to sit him right in the hole right there. He's looking for a crossing route.
Swoop signals for the fair catch, and he makes it as he drops the ball for a moment at the 17. It's a 37-yard kick. Mike Tirico, let's go back to you.
And Ron, we'll take it back to Berkeley. Looks like it may be back-to-back losses for Cal. Cade McNown has a very good second half going. 42 is a big reason why. Look at Skip Hicks. Linebacker's not going to catch him, and nobody in the secondary will. Big touchdown. UCLA's knocking on the door again. Up 10.
Our score is 7-3 with just under 14 to play. Plants bounces off the first tackler and then comes back to the 15, so that's going to be a loss of 1. Twan Russell back in the ball game, makes the stop.
The thinking now, Ron, is Bill Miller, defensive coordinator, knows his offense is struggling in Miami. Now he's got to encourage his defense. They got to find a way to turn the ball over, get some type of big play to turn the field position war so that Ryan Clement doesn't have that far to get the ball in the end zone.
Just like West Virginia did with the interception by Logan. Johnston play fake. Going deep. And it's overthrown. And he had one-on-one coverage and maybe about a step. We've got the NFL Countdown tomorrow as Boomer and the boys start your NFL day off just right. Jimmy Johnson faces his old team, the Dallas Cowboys. Former Heisman Trophy winner Ty Detmer, is he for real? And Steve Young, how healthy is he? Plus the best news and information on NFL Countdown tomorrow at 11:30. Draw play, swoop to the 29-yard line.
Well, that's not going to make Butch Davis very happy. You got him at 3rd, 12. You expect to draw a play, and still they pop it. And Alvin Swoop, the 3rd tailback, gets the 1st down.
Trent Jones and Alvin Swoop possess a lot of the same qualities. Now, I think Jones is faster, but Swoop, he's not going to stay in the same place very long. They make you miss.
Tells you a little bit about the depth of West Virginia. That's why they're undefeated. They've got depth that they can go to the 3rd tailback and still play very well against an excellent defense in Miami.
T.J. Walker now in the ball game at running back, 6 feet 185, a 3rd-year man, and he takes it out across the 35-yard line.
On this side.
I'll tell you what, I don't know how much deeper they can go. They're working on Swoop's lower back, and Swoop is the 3rd person. Zaraway couldn't play tonight. Mott went down with an ankle injury, and now Swoop, who's been playing well, and Zaraway is buttoning up his chin strap. And I know that Don Nehlen simply didn't want to have to do this. This running play is going to go for -3. Earl Little comes up to make the tackle. As you see Zaraway trying to make cuts and get that turf toe warmed up.
Ron, the decision tonight that Don Nehlen had was whether to play Amos Zaraway. They said that he may be able to play, but if you have a turf toe and Kellen Winslow has had one, and maybe he can tell a little bit more about it. But they do not want to lose him for the Syracuse game, Virginia Tech, and Rutgers game a little bit later. So they didn't want to play him tonight, and I don't think they'll put him in the ball game. If T.J. Walker does anything in this game, I don't think they'll go with him. Kellen, you've had a turf toe, and you know how tough it is, and if you keep hurting it, he's going to miss that Syracuse, Rutgers, and Virginia Tech game, right?
Yeah, he is. It's nothing but the big toe gets jammed into the shoe on AstroTurf. Is a very prominent injury. To this day, I still have problems with that right big toe when it gets cold. That's why I have 2 pair of socks on tonight, because that turf toe still bothers you at this late age in your life. But they want to bring him along slowly, give him plenty of time to heal. Marshall Faulk in NFL got one back in September, just came back last week from that turf toe injury. So they're going to be very careful with Amos.
Booker Pickett limped off the field, injured for Miami. And then they give it to Mark Plants. And he's real close to the first down at the 39-yard line.
And Ron, the fullbacks have to pick it up. They're a 2-back attack, so there's Mark Plants and Anthony Green. Now, again, both freshmen. They have to make some things happen and move those sticks and get that clock to move.
Well, Plants would be glad to carry the ball because he told Don Nehlen back before the season started, he said, I'm just a tailback in a fullback's body. Now, Don said, I don't think so. You're close to 250 pounds, but he does like to run the ball, and he's smart and catches well. So
he may get that chance tonight to show that he's a tailback with all these injuries.
First down, they give it to him again. Bounces off the first tackler, will not get by the second wave. James Burgess heads that defensive group, and also Kenny Holmes. And we see number 24, Swoops, coming back into the lineup. Let's make it one swoop, not plural.
T.J. Walker did exactly what he needed to do. He gave some time so Alvin Swoop could go to the sideline, get taken care of, and back in the ball game.
And I think Zaraway would be an absolute final resort, because I just don't think Don Nehlen wants to take a chance on losing him for the rest of the year.
No, they'll need him next week against Syracuse.
Johnston's pass overthrown, wanted back, the tight end. Miami defense did beautifully.
Tony Coley was the defensive linebacker that read the tight end, Anthony Beck, coming off the line of scrimmage.
Kennard Lang with good pressure on the play. Clock is stopped, 10:02 to play. West Virginia 7, Miami 3. Total yardage, this West Virginia defense, which ranks in the top 3 in 4 different categories defensively, has held Miami to only 127 total yards.
Ron, I try to get the ball to David Saunders. He's down the field, just try to air it out a little bit.
He is gifted. There's no question about that. Out in the flat, and that's who they went to, and Saunders makes the catch at the 46. Earl Little is right there to put the play on him.
Punt the football again. Turn it back over to your defense.
Just what he's going to do as Brian West comes out. Looks like again that Dwayne Starks will be back in a single safety. And Miami does not crowd the line of scrimmage. Looks as though they're going to set the return on this one. Not his best effort of the night, but it's going to go out of bounds with no return inside the 20-yard line. 34 yards in the kick. So let's take a break. Offense talks it over on the sideline. We'll be right back.
Just up from 40 Deuce and Dream Street, there's a joint that jumps with solid swinging and hepcat scat. With a Heidi-Ho Man and the Godfather of Soul hit the high notes with every cool in the pool. It's a house on fire called the Cotton Club, where every night the vibe is hot and live gigs aren't the only things that cook, because the club chases up some of the best choff in town. So if you're hip to the scene, grab some threads and bring your Visa card, because the club jives and jukes at a shake, but never with American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Tender grilled chicken, fresh lettuce and tomato, a bakery soft roll. McDonald's new grilled chicken deluxe is loaded with the stuff grown-ups love, inspiring a truly adult emotion, lust.
Oh, baby.
It's McDonald's with a grown-up taste.
with its second sliding door, easy out-roller seats, plus air conditioning and 7 passenger seating, all for a great price. The Plymouth Voyager is pretty attractive.
A blade can leave you feeling irritated. What would possess it to do that? Introducing the Norelco Reflex Action Razor. A great shave with less irritation than blades.
The Noles head to Atlanta. Florida State, Georgia Tech at 7. Saturday primetime. Next week on ESPN.
You might want to hit the fact that they've redshirted him.
West Virginia leads 7-3. We have a 9:09 left to play in our ball game. Clements, you could see the cross hand with the handoff to Trent Jones. Washington and Thornton combining on the stop.
Ron, with Ryan Clement injured, we were just talking in the break about Steve Kelly is the backup tonight, but he's a red shirt that they want to get through the season. They don't want to use him. He's been on the scout team. They want to get him a red shirt year, and he's the real backup tonight because of Scott Covington's situation, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, but they don't want to play Steve Kelly. That's why Ryan Clement's still in the ball game.
Bathnes in motion. Clements pass. Got it complete. Yatil Green. Over the 40 to the 45-yard line, and let's check in with Kellen Winslow. Kellen?
Ron, the update on Scott Covington. Last week after the ball game against East Carolina, where he played fairly well, he complained about shortness of breath on Saturday and Sunday. They took him in. They found a spot on his lung. They did a biopsy. During that biopsy, they punctured his lung. Coming out here today, he's had trouble warming up. The doctors cleared him to play. The lung was full. They cleared him to play. I'll finish that right after this play.
Blitz coming from the corner. Miami goes with the running play away from it. And Kellen, let's go back and complete the story.
And as he was about to warm up during the ball game, Scott Covington I'm talking about, he had trouble in his warm-ups. He took a couple of snaps, dropped back a couple of times, then came directly to the bench to get some oxygen, and he spent for a couple of minutes just sucking in air. This is the beginning of the ball game, not late in the ball game. It was very little effort on his part. So they decided at that point not to use him. Although he did receive a medical clearance from the doctors, if he felt that he could go, they were going to play him, but not tonight.
All right, Kellen. Second down. It's Nick Williams, the fullback, who moved out. And they slip the pass out into the flats. This is Jones. And very rapidly, he takes it inside the 44-yard line. Russ knocked him out.
You've always liked Trent Jones ever since we started covering Miami, and he was a player on the scene. You've liked his speed and quickness.
I talked to Art Keogh about him yesterday when the team came out, and Art said, boy, it doesn't take much of a crack. This youngster just, pow, he's gone. He said, we got some awfully good ones, but look for some really good things out of Trent Jones before he leaves Miami. Third down and about a foot. Straight ahead. Henry Slay with the defensive play. Now, hard to tell from where the linesmen have come in, but it is very, very close.
Didn't make it, but I think they got to go for this, Ron. Even though there's 7 minutes still left, I think you've got to go for this. Ryan Clement has gained a lot of respect from his football team tonight because of the effort he has given in this ball game. Butch Davis is going to take some time to think about the play he wants to call.
Shovel take it with him. 7-3. West Virginia decision time for Butch.
If you're in the market for a new car or truck, the time is now at Miller Ford's Last Chance Sale. Save thousands on all new 96 Fords today. Rebates and discounts have never been higher. $2,000 rebates on 96 Tauruses. Total savings to $4,600. We have 34 96 Windstars with $1,500 rebates. Your savings add up to $5,200. Yes, 34 Windstars in stock with savings to $5,200. Hurry, this sale ends October 31st. Miller Ford Subaru Oldsmobile, Route 38 Mount Holly, 10 minutes east of Route 295.
The shocking stories about Bob Torricelli continue. Matthew Seymour, the young man Torricelli did not nominate for West Point, but claimed he did, now says Torricelli's campaign tried to bribe him to keep silent.
They offered me a paid position on the International Relations Committee in an obvious attempt to buy my silence during this campaign.
These scandals have raised new questions about Bob Torricelli's character and fitness for office.
The Chalice of Malta has never come cheap. In 1238, it was captured by 10,000 Celts. In 1512, it took an entire armada. And in 1703, it took an arranged marriage to the daughter of Charles V, the older one. But luckily, if you want the Golden Chalice of Malta, all you need is the golden card of Visa, with extraordinary purchase power for extraordinary things. It's even mightier than the sword. Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
So they're standing here in Morgantown. And the reason? Fourth down. Less than a foot, actually, for Miami to pick up the first down. West Virginia leads the ball game 7-3. And the ball is just inside the 44 of West Virginia.
Ron, probably the call is a quarterback sneak, but you got the injured quarterback with a sore left shoulder separation.
Jones, he's got it. Van Washington made to stop on him. That's so funny to see Clement cross over, handing the ball up because he can't do it with the banged up shoulder with the other hand. He just hands it across the body, and they have handled it well.
He has not fumbled the football tonight. He's been able to take the snap. You see the right hand being able to just get the ball to Trent Jones as deep as he can.
Clock runs under 6.5 minutes to play, and it's going to go rapidly now. Clement deep in the pocket. Canute had a shot at him, gets it away to the tight end at the 38-yard line, and 82-yard Daphnis comes down with it.
What Clement was able to do is avoid the rush of Canute Curtis, but it really kills the play because play's not able to go off on time. Steps up inside, now tries to get the ball off to Gerald Daphnis, but doesn't pick up many yards, but avoided the sack.
You know, Canute has been silenced here in the second half. He wreaked havoc in the first half. We haven't called his name much in the third and fourth quarter.
Handle him with a tackle a little bit more, Ron, so there's a bigger matchup, bigger body for him to go over.
Two tight ends again in the ball game for Miami. And the running play, Jones coughed it up, lost the handle. Did he recover it? Yes.
Just talking about that, not fumbling tonight, but you can't do something out of the ordinary. Expect it always to go perfect. Your timing's off, everything's off when you try to do something with the off arm.
He just didn't get a good handle on it. Third down, 12. The line to make, the West Virginia 32. Well, let's see if this guy is coming off the corner. Number 42, Canute Curtis.
Okay, what they're going to get him for around now, substitution. They had too many people in the huddle. When they broke the huddle, they had like 13 players on the field.
See, Butch is not arguing. This is a rule that when they came in, they wanted hard and fast. Teams were taking advantage and confusing the defenses, breaking the huddle late, sending some off the field.
Penalties have really hurt the last couple of weeks, this Miami football team.
Number 18, that's Fulcher. Mandrell Fulcher, freshman out of Coffeyville, Kansas, a tight end, number 18. You might look for him. Former wide receiver, plays at the tight end and runs extremely well. But it lost the snap, fell on the football, and then he gets crunched by Russ.
Have to punt now, Ron. Even though there's 4:32 on the clock, you got to turn it over to your defense and use your 3 timeouts now.
And Mike, that might have been one of those times we talked about earlier. Him trying to stay in a little longer to make sure he had the snap. He wanted to get it out as quickly as possible, and he just came a little too quickly.
Yeah, I think, Ron, I also might say, I think Miami has 1 timeout left. You still have to turn it over to your defense.
Well, they're going to be in great shape here defensively as Miami. That ball goes dead at the 7-yard line. And let's check in with Kellen down on the sideline. Kellen?
Well, Ron and Mike, we talked about in the beginning of the ball game that Clement with his shoulder, how he's going to have to stand there a little bit longer. This time, like he leaned back a little bit, just never got full control of the ball. Looking downfield, maybe he blocked out the shoulder for a second. Him and KC just did not coordinate on that one. KC expected him to ride a little bit. Clement pulled out while he was looking downfield. It was bound to happen.
Kellen, it looked like the ball hit deep in the pocket of the quarterback. I don't know that the snap was clean. I'm not so sure that it wasn't the center's problem there.
Yeah, but we knew it was going to happen tonight.
Johnson turns and gives it to Swoop. Runs into his own blocker. Cuts it back up into the middle, and I can't believe he made positive yardage out of that. He takes it to the 11. Twan Russell finally put a stop on him.
And now you tell your offense right now, it's this ball game's to your offensive line now, because a couple first downs here and this baby's over. Alvin Swoop just ran in the back of his offensive lineman, had enough presence to work up the field, and still made positive yards on it. Twan Russell made the tackle, but now you talk in terms of 2 first downs, you got to win.
Clock running now under 3:30 to play. Swoop doesn't want to go out of bounds, and he doesn't. Burgess made the stop on him, and you could see the official standing right there and said, nope, keep winding the clock. Here's a final score for you that deserves a notation. Kentucky 24, Georgia 17, and you have to say it's not surprising. That's kids for you right there. Bill Curry, the announcement coming earlier this week that he would not be around after the end of this season, and the kids said we'd like to make a statement, and they did tonight. Timeout on the field, 2:55 to play. West Virginia continues to lead by 4.
Introducing the Plymouth Neon Espresso and Espresso Coupe. With a 150 horsepower engine and cool new features inside and out, they're more playful than ever before.
It's equal parts sweat and steel. It's decisions made in the split of a second, and pain endured for the length of a day. And at the finish, you're either toasting victory or getting set to do it all over again next week. It's auto racing, the way we do it on the Miller team.
Because of its remarkable clarity, Cellular One is the nation's #1 cellular service, clear across America.
7-3 Miami, just under 3 minutes to play. Coming up next, immediately following our game, the Residence Inn College Football Scoreboard. The top stories, Northwestern and more magic today. It happened today with 62 seconds left. Alabama and Tennessee, and also the nation's top defenders. All of that and more on the Residence Inn College Football Scoreboard, coming up immediately following our telecast.
Ron, West Virginia just took a timeout.
A little chess match as it's a 3rd down and about 8.5 yards for the first down. Mike, do you throw it if you're West Virginia? Do you maintain all the safeness that you can and run it?
If I throw it, it's going to be an out route, a very safe route to David Saunders, the one they've thrown successfully all night. To cheat him inside a little bit, the motion where you get the corner to play off a little bit, throw the out. But I feel like they're probably going to run it and turn it over to their defense with 3 minutes to go. So either way, I'd go with the safe route, the out route, or run the football and get that clock moving. Miami's out of timeouts, turn it over to my defense.
Well, 1 week from tonight, we will be in Atlanta, Georgia. And we'll take a look at this guy, Warrick Dunn. Today against Virginia, 26 carries, 131 yards, and 1 touchdown. Going up against the Yellow Jackets, 7 o'clock Eastern Time next week from Atlanta.
Ron, someone told me that he's not on the ballot for the Heisman Trophy, as the people up in New York don't have his name listed. Well, let me tell you something. That guy's still in the running for the Heisman Trophy. I know you feel he is too. Warrick Dunn is still prominent in that Heisman Trophy.
What seems to happen in big ball games is when he steps up largest, and that's what great players do. Right now, a couple of guys in this defensive front that have good reputations, Kenny Holmes and Kennard Lang, have got to step up big to get the football back for their offense. 3 minutes exactly left in our ball game. Johnston, draw play. Swoop. 5, 10, forget it. First down, they move the change, and over on the Miami sideline, all they can do is kind of pace and say, what now? It will take a miracle.
Well, the draw play. Again, you got penetration by the 2 defensive ends. The tackles roaring up the field. Dan Semro, play selection. The offensive coordinator, second half, 21 rushes. They controlled the ball on the ground, 10 passes. But remember, the turnover was big. Mike Logan's interception gave them the field position to play this way in the second half.
Yep, it took the defense to set up the offense. You're exactly right.
Field position all night. The turnover was the big play of the ball game.
Swoop again. Nothing outside. He'll cut it back up inside. Ball is loose. You could see everybody jumping around. The officials say, nope, it stays here. Fortney down on the bottom of the stack. One of the first men there to make the hit.
And you practice and practice about running against 11 people now in the football game because everybody knows you're going to run the football. So everybody from Miami's up there. Miami's teaching their players to pull the ball out right now.
That's what he was just hollering to Kennard Lang. Strip the ball, strip the ball.
That's what they've got to do, and that ball came out. That was a fumble. Now they'll keep trying. Now, if you're West Virginia, Don Nalen teaches his team, run the football and stay on the ground as long as you can. Let that clock tick.
I think it was Pukinis who got on it. Swoop, not much there. He'll go down. Michael Loston on top of him. Game clock is at 1:34, now 1:33. And they have not whistled the play clock in. Now they have.
Just take all the time you can take if you're Chad Johnston. Miami cannot stop this clock. You got to hope they can stop him here. Probably see another draw, and then one play where you got to punt the football.
Play clock is down to 3, down to 2, down to 1, and West Virginia has to burn a timeout.
West Virginia.
So let's take a timeout. 68 seconds left in this one. 7-3 West Virginia.
I don't even know why we're going to Pinecrest. Fairways are like swamps. Sand traps are like clay. I mean, personally, I don't even find the course all that challenging.
What do you want? Pebble Beach?
Yeah.
Kelly Springfield tires are designed to go a long way. So go. Get every mile you can out of life.
You know it's going to be a 10-hour drive. Good thing weekends are 2 days.
Computers in Silicon Valley have a model number on them, and that's it. At Gateway 2000, our custom-built computers are treated a little differently. That's because every system we build has a name attached.
Connie Kramer, Connie from New Jersey. This is your computer, and it's on television.
Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium processor. And the only way to get them is to call 1-800-GATEWAY. You get a friend in the business, give us a call.
and it can open up a whole new world of possibilities.
So West Virginia called the timeout to make sure that they had everything squared away. We have 1 minute 8 seconds left of this one, and West Virginia leads 7-3. Miami looks for the stop, and then they got to turn their specialist loose to see if they can get a block of the punt. That, of course, their specialist, Tremaine Mack. The running play, not going to get it. Out to the 30, Marcus Wimberly on the tackle.
Now, West Virginia wants to take as much time as they can here, but number 3 right now, Tremaine Mack, becomes the big player for Miami. He's blocked kicks, knows how to block kicks. West Virginia's going to let this time run down, even take a penalty, whatever they have to, but they're still going to have to punt this football.
It's going to go way down, too, Mike, because they didn't get the 25-second clock in until just a bit ago. It's down to 7, down to 6. It's going to be about 27, 28 seconds left in the ball game when it finally goes out. And West Virginia calls a timeout with 29 ticks left in the clock. Well, tonight's Visa players of the game are from Miami, Ryan Clement, the quarterback who played with a separated left shoulder. 9 of 26, 104 yards and an interception. You might say the numbers are not great, but I'll tell you, the guts, the fortitude that this young man showed were great. Unbelievable that he could play the entire game. And from West Virginia, Mike Logan, 3 tackles, 1 pass breakup, but his interception set up the only touchdown scored in the ball game tonight. And as part of their continuing effort to further the development of amateur athletics, Visa is proud to donate $1,000 to each of these universities on behalf of these athletes.
Ryan Clement's efforts will pay off down the line because these players are going to rally around him when he comes back and gets back healthy. They know what effort he gave.
How can you not respect a guy like that? Talk about playing with some pain. Maybe goes a little bit beyond that. 36, Brian West stands back to punt.
He just wants to get it off.
And you better keep an eye on number 3, Tremaine Mack. He got it. Tremaine Mack got the block. And they hand the ball off and into the end zone for a touchdown. Nate Brooks. It is a touchdown. Unsportsmanlike conduct has been called against Miami for celebration after the play. But the most important thing, if you are the Miami Hurricane and their coaching staff, they are on top 9-7 with the punt block. And I mean, this place has been stunned. You cannot hear anything. I mean, that bench at Miami is very loud, and that's over close to 70,000 people that are just sitting there not saying a word.
They were close in the first half, blocking a punt. Tremaine Mack was close a couple times. You figured that there was going to be an all-out punt rush. You look for your players to make big plays. Tremaine Mack may not make a bigger play in Miami football history than he made today.
Stunned silence here in Morgantown. Don Nehlen simply cannot believe it. It's one of those things where you know the big right is coming, and you better either throw a jab or run away, and they got tagged right between the eyes. Extra point attempt is good. Crossland gets it. It is 10-7 Miami.
Just a heart of this football team's been ripped out by number 3, Tremaine Mack. Number 3, Tremaine Mack is going to come in, block this punt. And now again, smart, intelligent play. Push, lays out, takes the ball off the foot of the kicker. Then the ball's up for grabs. Smart play there also. Getting the football to Brooks for the touchdown.
Brooks takes it in for the touchdown, and again on the outside, you see Saunders trying to block on him, and he simply, Saunders didn't think taking that angle that he could possibly get there, and he did.
Special teams, so big every football game.
Saunders on the sideline still in disbelief that he got around him, taking that angle, and got out there to block the kick. Miami leads 10-7 with 21 seconds left.
Ron, every week when you prepare to play against a punter, you watch the tape and you see where his point of aim is, where he's going to get rid of the football. If it's 8 yards, 8.5, or 9, and that's when you practice, you put a towel down at 9 yards and you say, that's where he's going to end up. So that's the point that Tremaine Mack comes around the corner and looks for that point. He didn't look at the punter. He's going for a point of 9, 8 yards, wherever that punter's going to kick the football in the tape. And that's exactly what he did. He was able to take the ball off the kicker's foot.
Well, because of the excessive celebration, Gaetanen is going to have to kick off in the 20.
West Virginia has to try to get one play and get some type of long field goal here.
Swoop going to come out of bounds just across midfield, and let's check in with Kellen.
Well, Ron and Mike, you're talking about that block by Mack, who, by the way, is one of the best athletes on Miami's team. But watch number 24 right next to him reach out and grab David Saunders, trying to hold him back from getting outside to Saunders. A well-designed play, often ran by many teams in college, pro, and high school. Miami ran into effectiveness.
Ron, now West Virginia's out of timeouts. They need one throw down the field, couple throws down the field. Chad Johnson's got to get the ball to Vanderpool or Saunders. Try to get set up to tie this thing with 16 seconds to go. Still not out of it, West Virginia.
Johnston's pass at the far sideline got him open. Overthrown. 11 seconds left. Tremaine outworking again, ironically, against Saunders, who the pass was intended for.
Ron, the air just has come out of this place. I mean, this was just a one play in this ball game. But you look back on Miami, made the one mistake on the interception. Logan got that, and then all of a sudden you get the punt block. Turnovers have been the key.
We got 11 seconds. We got 11 seconds. Come on, dude.
Ryan Clement knows it's not over, though. It's over.
Johnson steps up, and he is tripped up and going to be sacked. It is Kennard Lang who got him. 2 seconds down to 1, and this one is history. And let's take a look at the standings in the Big East Conference following this shocker here tonight in Morgantown. Syracuse undefeated, Miami undefeated, Virginia Tech and West Virginia with one loss each. And the first loss of the season by West Virginia, they are 7-1. And, of course, what we're talking about is a spot in the coalition. And Don Nehlen simply cannot believe it. Kellen, let's check with you down on the sideline.
Well, Ron and Mike, I'm down here.